What the fuck is happening right now? I gotta put my coffee here. I'm gonna put my... What's up, Danielle? And Amber? Hi. Hi, y'all. I'm trying to find good election coverage right now.
Turn this down, you tell me. Yeah, okay.
But I can't. 2020 election day victory and concession speeches. I don't care about victory and concession speeches. What's up, Noemi? What's up, Adele, Julianne, Trine, Melissa, Patricia, Stacy Smith, Valerie, Courtney, Elizabeth, Kara. Oh shit, Lindsay, Kel. What's up, Kel? Holly. How y'all doing? What y'all doing? Screwing? Fancy meeting you here, right? I've been obsessed with this shit. What's up, Mia? Stream Elements. I'm live streaming. Yeah, live election hangout on Twitch. Yeah. Hope the birthday celebration went well. Thank you. It did, I guess. My mother said it was one of her favorite birthdays, thanks to you guys. I'm trying to find good election coverage on... I burped. I did a burp. Election night, live coverage of the 2020 presidential race. Okay. Maybe this is good. Did you fix the earphone problem? I did. Watching the election results stressed out. Yeah, you're stressing too. What's up, Chloe Parks Vlogs? Kayla Mott, Kelly Cruz, Tanya Bray. Anyone worried about who's gonna win? I think everybody is. What's up, Wendy? Fingers crossed. Hey, what's up, Juliet? 16? Miss Juliet. Miss underscore. Oh, Adele, you're Miss Juliet? I didn't know that. Oh, wow, I forgot to skip the ad.
I know.
This is it? I don't understand why this is happening right now. I want commentary. I don't get it. NBC News. Election. But how do we watch it live is my question. There's no way Biden's up in Texas right now. How the fuck is that even possible? This is dumb. How do you get the news live? Like NBC News Now. Is this it?
It's news made for your streaming world.
That's loud. That's like extremely way too loud. Looking ahead, election headquarters. All right. Oh, you motherfucker. I'm watching live on YouTube. What are you... Oh, CNN has coverage? I didn't even think to go to CNN. CNN live. Thank you for that. 2020 election, Trump versus Biden. Is this it? They're just showing counting ballots in Columbus, Ohio? Or are they going to give commentary? Like, what the fuck? Claudia, what's up? I don't even watch the Canadian elections, but here I am biting your nails. Biden's up in Texas? This is unheard of. This is the most nerve-wracking. Abso-fucking-lutely it is, Kat. ABC Live on YouTube. Ah, thank you. ABC. ABC Live. Live election day coverage. Is this it? Is that it?
Now you can skip the grocery store and stay healthy at home. Sunbasket delivers totally delicious meals ready in minutes.
Started streaming on February 11th. The fuck?
Use code TVT.
This is another. Hello? Oh, this is it. Okay. Am I an idiot? I'm having a brain. Like, this is your brain on stress.
This is an ABC News special.
I'm feeling pretty anxious. Me too, Amanda.
Down to this. The choices couldn't be more different.
We're never going to lock down again. We locked down. We understood the disease.
What's happening? What's up, Elaine? Clear Blue Dream for me. What's up? Channel 7 in Australia, everyone. Lynn, what's up? CNN.com, not YouTube.
And across the country.
Is ABC, is this good coverage right here?
Now reporting, Chief Anchor George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, all right, we got
9
something.
p.m. in the East, polls have just closed in 14 more states. We've said it so many times this year, 2020, it's a divided country, and at 9 p.m. in the East, it's a divided vote for president right now. Joe Biden has won 6 states. Donald Trump has won 6 states, 48 electoral votes for Donald Trump, 44 for Joe Biden. As we said, the polls have just closed in 14 more states, and we can project that that Joe Biden will win the state of New York, Donald Trump's former home state. 29 electoral votes there, not a surprise there in the state of New York. We cannot yet call the state of Texas, and it's 38 electoral votes. It's a close race there right now with 65%
that
of the
Texas is blue.
In,
when was the last time?
For Joe Biden.
Hello,
in
Christy
Michigan.
Ward.
This is one of those key states in the northern tier of the Midwest that Joe Biden has to
There's
win
a real time
if he's
map.
going to be
Grace,
president
yes,
this
what
time
foods
around.
everyone's stress eating? I'm drinking coffee right now because I'm not sleeping until I know the results.
Donald Trump is ahead. And John Carl, this could be one of those areas in Michigan there where we're
Is this good for you guys? Hello, Tira Addy.
Yeah, absolutely. Look,
and Jadlyn Freeman.
It's vote slowly. It's going to count in person.
Is this good for everybody?
Earlier, you're going to see more of that early vote counted later, which is going to be good for the.
Get the fuck out of here! Oh, okay. I was going to say 2% votes
in Michigan. Coronavirus has been such a big issue there in the state
of
Michigan.
Stephanopoulos.
And of course,
there he is.
Gretchen Whitmer, who has
in the 90s was the last time Texas was blue. What was that when Bill Clinton won? Grace McJones, hello. I've so far had a lot of cookies, popcorn, and chips.
What is happening in the Sun Belt is making the upper Midwest
Kelly Cruz.
all the more important. And we're seeing that it was a fight to the finish.
I'm so
here
scared.
In
yeah.
Trump
Yep. Pennsylvania, they said we might have to wait. Yeah, I heard that.
2016 superstitious nod to his come from behind.
Hell
victory,
yeah.
But it was a squeaker, only 11,000 votes, and that's where he's doubling down on his base, energizing his base. In fact, there were 15 visits from President Trump or a family member or a major surrogate in the past 2 weeks. And they're very excited about their ground game here. And yet, Joe Biden is trying desperately to seal the cracks in the blue wall. And he did that in part
200 more votes. I mean, more
Trump
electoral
dramatically
votes.
here. $27 million in spending.
I can't believe Texas went blue. That's ridiculous.
And not only that, Kamala Harris.
What happens if it's a draw? I don't think. I think the way that the Electoral College. I think the way that the Electoral College is set up is that there can't be. Like it's almost impossible to get a draw with the presidential election. That's what I think. If somebody could fact check me on that. What's up, Noel? Who was the guy we were watching yesterday talking about all the scenarios? Oh, that was Kyle Kalinske from Secular Talk. What's up, Kyle? How you feeling, girl? There's 13 in the Electoral College. Texas has leaned to red, then blue, then red, and now blue. I've never seen... Wait, was Texas blue with Obama?
Called her names. Online hate
Pennsylvania,
and against her
he's
went
up.
And I think some of the
15% expected vote in.
Reacted to that. The exit polling
Rhode
is
Island, he's up.
men
He's down in
favored
Rhode Island.
President Trump in the suburbs, 56 to 42.
There's
but
no
when
way.
You get a gender gap and you look at women, that number is the reverse, 55 to 44, more than a 10-point advantage for suburban women.
Oh man, this is going to be a close race.
There are suburban women who still support President Trump and his economic policies. But when I went to the polls today, time and time again. The
What was
women I
red?
spoke to said they are tired of the
It was
fighting.
red
They
for
are tired
Obama.
of the
All the big
name-calling.
cities in Texas
One
seem to be
mom
blue,
said to me,
so it could
President
take the
Trump
whole
says
state.
and does
Wow.
things that if my kids did them, I would
If
punish
Texas-
them. And when it came to handling of the
if Texas
pandemic,
goes blue-
one lifelong Republican mom said to me, it brought out the mama bear in me.
I
that
don't
when it
even
comes
know,
to the
man.
health
If
and
Texas goes
safety of
blue,
my
it might
kids,
literally,
made
quite
her
literally
turn
be
away from the
over
Republican
for
Party
Donald
for the first
Trump.
time and vote Democrat for president and vote for Joe Biden. How that will play out in Michigan, George, we'll see.
Juju Chang, thanks very much. The polls
Freezing
have
her
also
ass
closed in
off
the
right
state
now,
of
people.
Arizona. I want to take a look at that right now. It's 11
This is
electoral
so
votes in
close.
play.
Surely
This has
Trump
become a
won't get
battleground
back.
state as well.
What's
Longtime
FFS?
Republican state, but Joe Biden is putting up a fight there in the state of Arizona. Whit Johnson is there.
Wait, what happened with Rebecca? Right, Tira? This is crazy.
George, yes, Arizona. The polls are closing right now in Arizona, and we spoke to the Secretary of State not long ago, and she told us that they expect things to run pretty smoothly here on election night. They hope to release the first chunk of results about an hour from now.
If
after
Michigan
the polls
isn't blue,
close.
I'm going to be
They've
so
been counting
pissed.
ballots in this state for 2 weeks.
I heard that
already.
Michigan
The
was
early
going
vote,
blue, actually. Michigan's a
big part
swing
of the
state,
story
right?
Here, an estimated 85% of all of the ballots cast came from early voters. Of course, Democrats think they have the edge on the early vote. The Trump campaign thinks that they got the edge on the votes.
We
that will
literally,
come
and
out
this is
today.
how.
But as you mentioned,
Can I just say while he's jibber jabbering? Hi, Ashley Franks. This is crazy. I live in Iowa. They're not closed yet. They aren't. Is there a time difference? Texas, still bad. 4 million voted to count. Damn. Tori, I ordered the everything bagel. You did? Iowa's usually red. Michigan's a swing state. Okay. I was at my sister-in-law's just now. If you guys didn't see, we were celebrating my mother's birthday. I cannot believe he's taking North Carolina right now. What percent of the vote is in? I missed that. Ohio's a good sign. Ohio is a very good sign that Joe Biden has Ohio. Connecticut projected winner. Yeah, duh. You'd love for us to be blue. I would love for you guys to be blue too. And me, my sister, and my sister-in-law were all talking about how basically, honestly, it would be really, really emotional if Donald Trump won again for us. Just for the gays, you know what I mean? Like, all of the things that have been going on for the minorities and stuff. Like, I would genuinely, you might see me cry if he wins.
Of the vote. So both campaigns have been spending a lot of time here in this state, both here just on Friday.
This needs to be over soon, I know.
They really feel that these 10
Trump
electoral
needs to
votes
go
could go in
ASAP.
any direction. Now, let's be clear. The state of Minnesota has not selected a Republican for president in about half a century.
Just to
But
be
this year
clear,
things are a
I
don't
don't hate
different. You
Trump
can see this
supporters.
mural behind me here. You can
So
see
if you
that's
are a
picture
Trump
of George
supporter
Floyd.
and you're
There are
watching, just let me preface. If you are a Trump supporter and you're watching, I don't care. I'm friends with many Trump supporters. I follow many Trump supporters that are open about their supporting Trump. I'm not one of those. Unless you're blatantly being a racist or a xenophobe or bigot, then obviously you can get the fuck out of this chat right now. But if you're one of those people who just likes Trump for his economy, I can get past. I still kind of look at you a little differently, but you know, that's just, I'm just prefacing. I'll cry with you if he does. There's good on both sides, but you know, right. I don't know how I would cope with him being reelected. No, honestly, it's scary. Everyone has a right to support who they like. That's democracy. Exactly. There's no need to fucking stop being friends with people and shit like that. Maggie May, I love you for that, Tori. Not many people like that. No, I don't care. If you're a Trump, my dad's a Trump supporter. I'll debate the shit out of you, but we'll go out to dinner and have drinks and get drunk right after. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's just how I am. I'll be in my room crying with you if he wins. I'm a Trump supporter. There's good and bad on both sides. But like I said, we are all human. Exactly. And I don't judge you for that. I'm rooting for Biden. We'll look at it like this. I mean, it's a little bit more serious than a football game, but like we're on different teams, but that doesn't mean we hate each other, you know? I stand by my statement yesterday. You're all welcome to come live in my house. Thank you. Thank you. This is a judgment-free zone. What's up, Quitta? We can all cry together, side eye at them. You don't sound too sure. Chloe Parks blogs. Will you find out the results? We're gonna yeah, we might actually. We might have a really good idea about who's won. It's scary in Australia if he wins. I've heard that. And that's what I'm saying. Trump supporters are welcome here. This is not a hostile environment, just so that everybody knows. I am a Biden supporter in the sense that I voted for him and I want him to win. Do I necessarily support him and his policies, all of them? No. But I'm hoping that he wins. And I hope that you all, if you are a Trump supporter, in this chat can respect that, because if you voted for Trump, I respect you. I could be friendly with Trump supporters as long as there's no obnoxious attitude. Right. On both sides. I'm in the UK, don't know any Trump supporters. Sorry, Trump supporters. Hey, Ma, what's up, Ma? We're watching the election.
Right there, South Dakota will go to Donald
We knew
Trump
South
tonight,
Dakota
so
was
the red
taking
states
it.
Are filling in red, the blue states are filling in blue.
Congratulations. I've received 1,000 messages. Holy shit balls.
Ohio, the state of Ohio, 55% of the vote.
It's definitely about
Let's get a
respect.
little closer now.
Absolutely. Listen, my father and I debate all day fucking long. But the moral of the story is we don't allow it to ruin our relationship. Only one time did it really get a little weird. But he was being racist, and I had to call him out on his racism. So again, that's the only time, like, you know what I mean? I was having this conversation with my husband. I don't understand why people trust him with the economy. Biden helped get the country out last time. Well, right. There's a lot of technicalities with why the economy did well with Trump. Deficit spending has a lot to do with it.
Early vote.
I am in no way, shape, or form a fucking professional.
From the momentum and from the blue counties, from the big cities, Joe Biden is winning where he needs to be.
Okay, Tom, thanks very much.
All right, thanks. Wow, he's got some energy. Look at the energy on this guy.
A must-win for the president, George, and our team is in touch with sources close
Happy
to the
birthday
president.
to Mom. Thank you,
I gotta
Laura.
tell you, we are hearing that the Trump campaign
Kat, you're
is
welcome,
becoming
Mommy Deb. Ah,
increasingly
very sweet.
worried right now about what they are seeing in that state. They are working here in the White House in these war rooms where they are watching these returns come in, and they are becoming increasingly nervous about what they're seeing out of Ohio. One senior source
Look at that guy
telling our
walking in
team
the
it's much
background.
closer
I was waiting for him to do
than
something.
it should be. They're kicking themselves, frankly, for not
Wait, North Carolina's not normally
gone there more.
blue, right? North Carolina's not normally blue. He's on X. He is. Where's Lisa Taylor? Mom, I'm glad you're here. Now Tori can't curse at me. Fuck you, Lisa Taylor. I should have just named this chat Fuck Lisa Taylor. Fuck Lisa Taylor in the ass with a cactus. North Carolina is normally red. Okay, North Carolina looks like it's going blue. I don't know what percent of the votes in, though. South Dakota, yeah, Joe Biden is not winning in South Dakota. In the Dakotas, he's not winning.
Pennsylvania jumped into Ohio on the final
Leave
day,
my Lisa
hoping to
alone.
make a play for this state.
Fuck Lisa.
Yeah, they believe that what they were seeing on the ground showed that
Hey, what's up? Archer
that it
Vibes.
was increasingly
40 from
competitive, and that
TikTok.
appears to
What's
be,
up?
reflected in these numbers that we are seeing so far tonight. Biden's team is encouraged very much so by what they are seeing coming out so
Lisa
far.
Taylor.
And I want to hit on a point that Tom
If
was
my
making
guy
about
doesn't win the
suburban
election
women,
tonight,
because
it's all your fucking fault. I don't know how yet, But it's your fucking fault, okay?
But tonight in this preliminary data,
New Mexico went
suburban
blue.
women
Get the
are
fuck
narrowly
out of here.
backing Biden. That bodes well for Biden's team, not just
This is an
in states
unprecedented
like Ohio, but also as
election.
You look to those other critical Midwestern states like Michigan and Wisconsin, possibly even in Pennsylvania. As they try
I mean,
to
a good thing
rebuild
about
that
Donald
blue
Trump,
wall
I
that
gotta
Donald Trump
say,
smashed through
in
4
my
years ago.
personal
And it
opinion, the
also speaks,
only
George,
real
to the
good thing
power
about
of
Donald
women
Trump
voters who
is
tonight
that
could
his
determine the outcome of
presidency
this
has
election.
encouraged
They were critical to
voter
delivering Donald Trump
turnout
the White
in the
House. Women
umpteenth
voters
degree.
tonight could be critical to taking it back.
Martha Raddatz, you
All
spoke
right,
to
Joe
a lot of
Biden
them
did
on the
not
road
win
this summer.
Florida.
I spoke to a lot of them, and I can tell
We
right
kind of
now
knew that was going to
There are
happen.
a group of women I spoke to around those counties, around Columbus, Ohio, that Tom Yamas was talking about, who are very happy tonight. A group of women, several of them were Republicans, and they
Trump got to be sweating right now. You think so?
It was right.
I don't know, Lisa Taylor. I don't know why it's your fault, but it is your fucking fault. What's up, Jennifer? Mora? Is that how you say it?
Concentrating on. And let me channel the late
Wow,
Jackie
New
Roberts
Mexico
here
went
for a
blue.
minute, George. This is the centennial.
Yeah, I
of the
kind of saw
19th
Florida
Amendment.
not. I didn't think Florida was going to go blue.
100 years, and as Mary said, they may determine that tonight. But you also want to listen to what Donald Trump has been saying to women, especially suburban women, which doesn't land very well with many of them. I'm also getting your husbands back to work. They want to get back to work, right? You know how many women are in the workforce.
We might take the Senate, too. I've heard. Why did you think Biden isn't winning Florida? He will win Cali.
Martha Raddatz, you channeled Koki well. We miss her tonight.
Actually, Florida was very close for Biden and Trump. So it was like Florida was, I think, a toss-up up to today. I cannot believe North Carolina is going blue right now.
Unfolding in Ohio tonight because the exit polling tells a different story. A lot of the issues that Joe Biden sort of laid out, he said, we got to take.
Tell me the Republicans are flipping the House.
Will come with it second.
Are the Republicans flipping the House?
That they believe fix the economy, open the country first before the coronavirus. They prefer Trump to Biden handling the economy.
Gianna said, please be nice to her. Oh, Gianna was there.
So,
fine, I'll be nice just because Gianna's there. Hi, Gianna. I'm sorry I said that to your mommy. I was just kidding. Google says that Florida isn't officially red. Okay. All right. Hello, Consuela.
For President Trump in Ohio, I do wonder.
Consuela, you drinking? You getting drunk, girl?
Campaign by the Biden camp, the push for an early
Hold
vote
on,
is
let me
actually
put my
helping there
fucking
significantly
headphones
tonight.
up.
A lot of vote yet to come in the state of Ohio, 51-47
So I can
right
fucking
now.
hear.
Nate, let's take a look back at your forecast and show everybody what happens if Ohio goes
Wow,
from
Texas
red
is
to blue if Joe Biden
neck and neck
happens to
right
win.
now. Well,
So
I keep
hear is
missing
if Trump
what
wins
percentage of
Florida
the
and Georgia,
vote is
North
in.
Carolina, in which case it's a more competitive race, but Biden counters by winning Ohio.
Get the fuck
then
out of
that
here.
All of a sudden undoes those positive results for Trump. You'll see the numbers come up here. Biden's going to, I think, wind up here north of 99%. Because if Trump loses Ohio, he's going to lose in all probability Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, which are bluer states, and that makes for a losing map for him most likely.
And it really does show the importance right now because you came
Stop
into the night
it.
showing Donald Trump with about a 10% chance. So even if you give him those 3 key states we've been looking
Okay.
at in the southeast right now,
I want you
Georgia,
guys
North
to tell
Carolina, and
me
Florida, you flip
what.
turns
Hold
everything
on.
around.
Right, so he has to win both paths, right? He has to win the southern path and hold the states that he flipped from
The
Clinton in
fucking
2016
cartoons
to
right
the
now.
north.
These
If he only
cartoons
won,
of
then
these
it'll be
men.
close. It will not be a Biden landslide, but Biden would still be elected president.
It is so close right now. Nate Silver, thanks very much. We have to take another quick break.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Snuffleupagus. Okay. That's a lot of red, but there's hey Deb, hope you had a fantastic birthday. Very sweet. If Joe Biden wins, what's happening? Am I going outside? If they call he won tonight, am I going outside and banging pots and pans and waking up the whole fucking neighborhood? Hi, Jessica. Colorado went blue. Wait, isn't Colorado a blue state? Or no, not normally. I always think of Colorado as a more liberal state. You're screaming outside? All right. House is back to Democrats? Okay. Danielle. Oh, Colorado's normally blue. Okay. All right. That's a good thing then. So Colorado stayed blue then. At least nothing changed there. What's happening here with this show? Right now it's light blue, which means he's in the lead. Marina Howard. What's up, Marina Howard? And again, just want to preface for anybody new coming in, we do not discriminate against Trump supporters. Trump supporters are welcome here too. Just because I voted for Biden and I want Biden to win, it does not mean that I hate anybody who voted for Trump. Again, I'm just going to continue to preface that. I don't agree with you at all, but that is totally okay. We are adults. This is a positive, all are welcome environment. When Biden wins. Okay, I like that. What's up, Kat? Oh, Kat's been here. Have you heard anything about Ohio? I think Biden took Ohio. He's on track to take Ohio. They had a mock poll at my daughter's school, and she said so many of her peers voted for Kanye West. I'm dead. Thank God they can't vote then. Ohio's blue right now, right? Is it too early to count? Hi, Angelica. Did I say hi to you? I don't know, to be honest. It's okay. We can get along with everyone. Right. We will be respectful in this chat. If you are a Biden supporter, if you're a Trump supporter, we are all in this together. We are all Americans. We will be respectful of one another. You can talk shit if you want, like, you know, as if this is a football game, Cowboys versus Giants, but we will be respectful nonetheless. I know. I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch.
In the East, that's what it looks like right now in the key state of Florida. 93% of the expected vote in, and Donald Trump has opened up about a 300,000 vote lead over Joe Biden. Want to go to
But this
Senator
doesn't
Scott,
end it for
Republican
Biden.
Florida. You think this one is over in Florida?
Yeah.
Well, I
over.
predicted all along that Donald Trump was going to win Florida. He's right on the issues, and he's done an unbelievable job with his Hispanic vote. You can look at those Miami-Dade numbers and see how the state completely changed. This race completely changed when, you know, Donald Trump put all that.
Okay, expected Trump to get right. I didn't think anything less than Trump getting Florida. Well, the Giants suck. Again, Lisa Taylor. Is Gianna still there? Because if she's not there, I'm gonna say it.
Oh, absolutely. I've had very close races. So
Florida wasn't in our path. Yeah, right. Florida's not the path to victory. I don't care who you'll vote for. I feed everyone. Exactly. That's right. This is a respectful place where your opinions matter. And we will never, ever hate you for them.
Just, you know, doing what Donald Trump has done against the Castro regime and Maduro is just the opposite of what
We're taking the Senate. I really fucking hope we take the Senate at the very fucking least. Please, God, let the Senate be blue. I don't care who y'all vote for. I read that.
Senator Scott, thanks very much for your time. We can now project that
Except Carol Baskin. She's why Jumanji started. I'm getting chocolate. This is intense. Do it.
Hey, George, not a very big surprise here. Democratic candidates have won the past
He's
3 elections here in Colorado. In the Senate, it's been 4 of 5, and not very unusual. This is something that has been forecast in the polls all along. I want to give you a sense.
Did McConnell win? I fucking hope not.
Polling station here in Denver, and
but I think he might have. Thank you for the stream. It's helping out a lot. Oh, you're so welcome, Elizabeth. Hell yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. I figure if I'm sitting here glued to the fucking TV, might as well have people to hang out with, you know? Hello, More. I'm from South Africa, so for me personally, growing up with a lot of stuff Biden is against, I can't support him yet. I am gay, but I vote for Trump. Neither of them actually deserves to be president. I mean, I might, you know, like I said, I don't really agree with anything Biden says. I just really can't agree with anything.
Like you're being watched?
I don't agree with everything is what I'm trying to say. I don't agree with everything Biden stands for or whatever. But to me, he's better than Trump. Much better. Pop quiz. Find Idaho. Oh, God. Is it the one with the potatoes? McConnell won. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. I prayed that it didn't, but I kind of figured. Oh, it's not official yet, Rebecca. Okay.
Who is this person?
Oh, let's turn these fucking... Let's turn this off. This is the most people ever been on your YouTube live. How many people are here right now? You know why? Because I I should fucking do this more often when I go live on YouTube. I should promote it on TikTok. I don't know why I've never done that before. Hold on, I gotta text Tatiana. Sorry. Text Tatiana, good night. We're all here. We're all in this. How long will I be live? I will literally be live until this fucking election is called. So if I'm live for the next 3 hours, that's how long I'm going to be fucking live for. I'm in for the long haul right now. So y'all could pop in and out. Why do you always text one sentence at a time? Lisa fucking Taylor. Motherfucker. Oh. 89 and 54. Okay. 270 needed to win. Yeah, we know. This is a very close race. Florida's still not called yet. Neither is Ohio. $51 to control. Lord have mercy on my inner soul. I don't care if Mitch McConnell won, just as long as the Democrats take the Senate. It's very close. It's always the last couple of hours that have me sweating. Yup. Polls have not closed in California. Right, because y'all are 3 hours behind, right? My sister just texted me. It's very close. It's always the last... Oh, I read that. You're going to hang with me, Andrea? Thank you. I'll be hanging out with you. Thank you, Angelica. Courtney, it's official. Why do you always text one sentence? Fuck Lisa Taylor. Tell Tati night. Yes, I will, Heather. I get notified from YouTube when you go on. Oh, yes. That makes me happy. I like it better on YouTube. It's cozy. Yeah, it is better on YouTube. 62 on here. Who is the lesser of two evils? For me, Jamie, for me, the lesser of two evils is Joe Biden. 2:26 a.m. in the UK, but I'll be here till the end. Oh, shit. Really? You're not sleeping? Bye, Kat. I'll be here. I shall be here. Courtney about... Oh, fuck. Courtney about the one I call Muppet. Callie's definitely blue. Yeah. I don't know how many electoral... Why does this look like a potato right now? Bitch, I will cut... There it is. Okay. That's a lot better. Ohio, 51% for Biden right now. Whew, if he takes Ohio, man. If he motherfucking takes Ohio. 62%. Oh, 19% expected. If he takes Ohio and Pennsylvania, I'm taking a fucking shot. That's it. I'm taking a shot. I don't care if we even have... I don't even know if we have any alcohol in this house right now. He's taking North Carolina, too? I'm screaming right now. Texas, it's neck and neck. 70% of the vote is in, and it's neck and neck in Texas. All right, he's not... Oh, 18%, and he's not doing too well in Michigan. Okay. But I didn't think he was expected to do well in Michigan. Maine, I feel like it's too close to even... I mean, too soon to even say anything. Virginia, he's not taken. We knew that. I hope he gets Texas. If he... Shots for Ohio. Come on. If Ohio takes it... If he wins Ohio, if they call Ohio and he wins it, I'll take a shot. Senate. She ain't winning in Maine, that's for sure. Oh, it's 4% of the vote is in. Oh, Lindsey Graham's gotta go too, that little fucking elf-looking bastard. This is crazy. You'll drink a beer with me? Okay. Shots of more deer don't count. I guess you're right, yeah. Hi, Allison. West Virginia, I think. Possibly. It's possible Biden took West Virginia. It is very tense, Jen. I love you, Chloe. Chloe Parks. Marcella, drinking rum chata with this election. Are you? Yeah, this is something else, I gotta say. This is worse than the 2016. What's up, Keza? Glad someone will join me. I'm on number 3. I'll have a drink. I'll take a shot. 1 shot for every state that I mention right now. Ohio. What did I say? Ohio, Texas, and North Carolina. If Biden takes those 3 states, I'm taking 3 shots back to back. Ohio, Texas, North Carolina. Put that in your head because I will forget. Hold me accountable. I will find a shot. Did I say Pennsylvania too? Oh yeah, if he takes Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Ohio and Texas. All right, then I'll take 4 shots. Fuck.
More states now
I'm going to be
President
drunk.
Trump. Donald Trump will win the state of Alabama.
Yeah, we knew that.
10% of the vote in. Of course, that is a strong Republican state. Big Senate race there as well. Republicans hoping to pick up a Senate seat there. Tommy Tuberville over Doug Jones. We don't have a projection on that yet, but we can say that Donald Trump will also win the state of North Dakota.
We knew that one too.
He's picked up 2 more states there for the president. We see 89 electoral votes for Joe Biden, 63 for Donald Trump right now. And right now, let's pull up the state of Virginia. Take a look at what we're seeing now in the state of Virginia. 41% of the expected vote in. Right now, Tom Yamas, we're still seeing Donald Trump with a large lead, but only 41% of the expected vote in.
Yeah, George, it's a little strange.
I guess, yeah.
This is kind of interesting right now in Virginia. As you know, Democrats have been winning this state. Let's blow it up here. A lot of these red counties, the rural counties, as you go further west, you're going to get into coal
It's like 2:30 a.m. No drinking for me. Oh, shit.
This is the Democratic suburbs around D.C. This area right here, you have Alexandria.
Oh, I'll definitely have an extra one for you. Tequila sounds good. I wish I had tequila. I might have vodka.
Places like Fairfax, it's actually pretty close when you look at 4 years ago. Joe Biden's underperforming, and that's why I say the numbers are a little strange right now in Virginia. Prince William County, here's another thing. It's neck and neck. This was a county that Clinton clearly won 4 years ago. So it's sort of interesting when we look. I was trying to see if this was part of the early vote.
I love that they have these things right now.
Vote early there. Unfortunately,
like big
right now, all we have
iPads.
is that 57% of the vote is going to be early vote. We don't see who's on top right now, George.
Okay, Tom Yamas, thanks very much. Let's bring in Senator Tim Kaine. Tim, we were just hearing from Tom Yamas, so it shows we don't have a lot of the vote in. I take it you're feeling a bit more confident about your state?
Yeah, George, the AP called Virginia at 736 because of the early vote.
Tim Kaine ran with Hillary last election.
The 2016 total
Is that true?
cast early, and we know who those voters are.
Orange Patron. I just might, Shannon.
The AP called Virginia.
Seagram 7. Ooh, okay.
In 22.
Why so many red? What's wrong with people? What's up, Gwen? Work at 6 a.m. I need bread and I can't have it. This is how stressful it is. Oh, God.
Very, very strong night in Virginia.
Maggie May, Pennsylvania.
We feel good about our congressional races. And because Virginia is now heavily suburban, we think that also probably bodes well for suburbs in places like North Carolina, Georgia, Philly, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and the upper Midwest.
Texas, 72% of the vote in.
It sends a message and is an indicator elsewhere.
Of course, you were part of the Hillary Clinton campaign 4 years ago.
Oh,
what feels
that answers my question.
I mean, the tremendous surge of early vote. I mean, that shows not only people taking and, trying to protect themselves from COVID, but it also shows intense energy. And George, as you know, we know who the early voters are. We don't know how they voted, but if a Tim Kaine votes early, we can
Ooh, I could go for a big bag of jerky right now.
In Democratic primaries, that's a Democratic vote. And we're seeing this really strong early vote in many states that gets often reported a little bit later, even if it comes in early. Early vote is strong. The early vote is disproportionately young people compared to 4 years ago. And then states that are battlegrounds that never have been, Georgia, Arizona, Texas, for God's sake.
I was just about to do something, but I forget what it was.
It's very, very tough.
So you're feeling good about the whole night, not just your state?
Yes, absolutely.
Senator Kaine, thanks very much for your time tonight. We can project now the state of South Carolina is going to go to Donald Trump.
Duh.
South Carolina, strong red state. Donald Trump won it 4
We knew
years
that.
ago. He is going to win it again tonight. Janae Norman is in South Carolina.
Yeah, hey, George, you know, we expected
We
this.
knew that was gonna
This
happen.
is a state that hasn't voted for a Democrat for president since 1976. President
Right.
Trump's support has remained steady, and exit polls showing
Ah,
that
that
the president's
fucking
approval
hurt.
rating is about 55%. But one thing that we're watching big here is, of course, the Senate race here. It is a fierce battle, and Republicans are on defense. Few places is that more true than here in South Carolina. Think about this. Lindsey Graham, he is a household name.
Fuck
a
Lindsey Graham.
17-year incumbent in a Republican stronghold. He was expected to easily win re-election a few months ago, but now he is in the fight of his political life.
Good.
He has been on TV, forced to essentially
Fucking shit
beg
stain.
for donations to try to beat Jamie Harrison. Jamie Harrison at one point raised more than $57 million in just over 3 months. He is one of
Jesus
those
Christ.
candidates that Democrats are hoping can help them
I had
flip some
cheesecake
red
earlier.
seats blue. So that is what we're watching tonight here, George.
You did, Keza? Thank you. Hey, Tara Lee. She did. She really did. She said it was one of her best birthdays.
Governor John Hickenlooper is going to defeat Cory Gardner, the incumbent Republican senator. So that is
Fuck
a
you,
pickup
bitch.
for the Democrats
Okay,
tonight.
that's a
In
win.
the Senate, John Hickenlooper has defeated Cory Gardner, John Carl. Magic numbers
We
in the
have
Senate,
gained
3 if Biden
one
wins for the
in the
Democrats,
Senate.
4 if he doesn't.
Yeah, and this was probably their top target to pick up. Cory Gardner tied himself quite closely to Donald Trump, actually tried to avoid
Pancakes for
comments
dinner.
whenever
That's
there was
yummy.
anything
Ooh, yeah, it is.
controversial. Hickenlooper,
Bacon.
the
I
former
got this
governor, of course, briefly ran for president,
fake bacon
recruited
shit.
to run for this seat.
It's really
No
good.
surprise that this is the
It's
first
like
pickup.
soy
They've got to pick up
based
a few
bacon,
more.
but it's really fucking good.
Just adding to what John was saying, Hickenlooper, two-time mayor, two-time governor of the state, beloved. He ran for
Isn't it so
president
crazy that
briefly,
now we
decided to
have
run
to
for
all
Senate.
wear
This
masks?
is
That
not a
like
surprise, but
seeing
as they
him
were
and all
saying,
those
this
people
is
in the
a key
background
state
wearing
that,
masks, there's like nothing
Democrats
now.
wanted to pick up to turn from red
Like
to
6
blue.
months ago. No, not 6 months ago. 8 months ago. 9 months ago, this was unheard of, like having to wear masks out in public and stuff like that. And now watching, it's like, they're wearing masks. Isn't that crazy?
This is one state, possibly another.
No,
Rocky Mountain region,
Marina.
Montana,
I'm telling you right now, it's so
from
fucking
red
good.
to blue tonight, George.
It's so good.
Very much. Mary
It tastes
Baker,
just
great
like
job
actual
covering
bacon.
Capitol Hill, and I wanted you to pick up on what John Carl was just talking about there.
It
Cory
freaks you
Gardner,
out
one of
still,
those
Christy?
senators who, whenever
It's
President
weird
Trump
that it's normal,
got in
right?
trouble, he
This is our normal. The Democrats have 40. They need 11 more fucking Senate seats, bitch.
Capitol in those moments. Look, as John was saying, he was viewed as the most vulnerable Republican tonight. There are several others that Democrats are keeping a close eye on, and I have to say.
All right. I, as much as I get it, the Senate is important and, like, senators are important, I'm more concerned about the presidency. If they could get used to seeing people in hoodies, we'd be great. I like what you just said. What's the brand? I'll buy it and do a TikTok. Yes, it's called Morningstar, I want to say. It's Morningstar Bacon. My stomach just made a noise. I apologize. Yeah, Jen, it's the new norm. It's fucking crazy. I was thinking about that the other day, about the masks. Isn't it wild that, like, now we're just so used to, well, most of us, not the anti-maskers, but the people who actually go out and wear fucking masks, we're so used to it being like that. I cannot fucking believe this. Hold on.
19% of the expected vote is in right now. Joe Biden has a large lead. And Tom, why don't you try to run through some of the key counties?
He's winning Pennsylvania and North Carolina, so that's 2 shots right there.
Pennsylvania a little closely, and the numbers are really all over the place. There's not really a narrative we can really talk about at this point.
Oh,
Look, for
all right,
instance,
maybe
I'll give you
not.
Scranton right here, Lackawanna. Donald Trump is on top in Joe Biden's hometown, and he's overperforming there for Republicans. We go just south, Lucerne County. This is Wilkes-Barre. This is a swing county that Donald Trump won 4 years years ago. Tonight, Joe Biden's on top. But again, only 29% of the vote in. On the big cities,
This
where
is
Democrats
crazy.
really have to win, Allegheny, Pittsburgh, you can see how high Joe Biden's there.
Pro-life,
That's the
but
type of
pro-choice.
number
Right,
Democrats
right.
want to make sure they can hold in Pennsylvania. Not only in
Pennsylvania is a
also in
key
Philadelphia.
state.
Let me open this up a little more as we get to Philadelphia and the suburbs. George, look, I don't
We're
want
back
people
in
to freak
lockdown
out
on
here.
Thursday.
93%,
Wear a
that's
goddamn
obviously
mask. Wait.
incredible, but there's only
Oh, in the
9%
UK, you
of
guys
voting
are on
at this
lockdown again?
moment. Let me
Especially
squeeze
seeing the
this
little
out a
ones
little
with
bit.
them.
Look at
Yeah.
the suburb counties, the exurb counties.
It's very
around
morbid.
Philadelphia, where Democrats have to run up the score. Look, Joe Biden's doing good, but again, George, it's so early. There's nothing really to pull.
Do we have anything from Erie County yet? And then I want to bring John in.
Yeah, Erie County, we have Donald Trump, barely won this. Just by a percentage point 4 years ago, but it was one of those
They like
swing
Biden
counties
better
that
than
Obama
Clinton.
won. And you can see right now, I mean, John, it's neck and neck, but 4% in. 4% in.
But I've got to say, if you go back to the Philly suburbs, Montgomery County, Delaware County, you see Biden with nearly an 80-point lead. It's 16% of the vote in. What's really important here, though, George, is, as I understand it, almost all of the vote that has been counted are people that voted today on Election Day. Pennsylvania didn't start counting
in those collar counties of Philadelphia.
Yes. This is day of voting, so they still have to count all of the mail-in vote. They didn't start opening the envelopes until today. That's going to take a long time. It's actually going to take several
Pennsylvania's
days.
going to
That
take a
mail-in
while.
vote is expected to really lean
Right, I wish
heavily
this would
towards
speed
Joe
along.
Biden.
Yeah, me
So
too.
I think it's
We
interesting.
have
It's
socks,
still a
underwear,
small
and
amount,
mask
no
draw
doubt.
now.
I
Yep.
think that it's interesting already in the suburbs of.
Oh my God, I wish I had Slim
Philadelphia.
Jims right now.
Swing areas.
My son's
Now they're
dad is an
turning
anti-masker.
I mean,
When he comes back to my
early
house,
indication,
it's a fight to get him to wear his
16,
mask.
17%,
Oh my God, I
expected
wouldn't.
vote in,
I'd be
but
like,
it's
bro,
day
you
of
can't
vote.
go see your dad.
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, when
Daddy's
you
an
compare it
idiot.
to Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin,
Ohio just turned
Pennsylvania,
pink?
actually,
Ah,
the exit
fuck.
polls show Donald Trump's worst performance so far tonight when it comes to his approval rating. Let's dive in here.
I don't know.
see
There was
what
something
the
going
exit
on
polls show.
in
Again, these are
Pennsylvania.
preliminary, but the exit polls, as we
I
mentioned
don't know
earlier,
why.
do reflect both, as John Carl was mentioning, people who voted today and those who were voting early in person. As you can see, let's try to refresh that and see if the job performance comes up. 52% disapproving of Donald Trump and his performance. Whether or not to contain the pandemic first or rebuild the economy, you can see overwhelmingly they say we've got to take care of this coronavirus in the U.S.
Yeah.
And they say that Joe Biden is the best to handle that. When you look at the economy, Donald Trump and Joe Biden neck and neck in Pennsylvania. The most important issue in Pennsylvania, the economy, pandemic, they're behind. It's interesting. Let's look at independence.
The pandemic is behind the economy. Y'all got to get your fucking priorities straight.
As far as the exit polls are concerned in Pennsylvania.
Chris Christie, neighboring state of yours in New Jersey, always going to be an uphill battle for the president, but essential.
Listen, vital, has to have it. And I do think, though, that the things that we're seeing.
Wow, they got Chris Christie here.
There's underperformance in Philadelphia.
Shit-stained Christie.
Don't indicate it. That's what I continue to hear. And so I think they're still feeling like they can turn out their day of.
This
vote
hurts
in
to
a way
watch.
that's gonna
Yeah,
make
it
very
does.
Close. No one's predicting a win there yet.
He's up to 131.
But no one's bemoaning a loss.
What did he
yet.
win?
Rahm Emanuel, the Biden campaign.
Wait, Shannon, what did he
probably spent
win?
More time, energy, money, focus on Pennsylvania than any other state.
There's no doubt about it. And the vice president, as you remember in your town hall,
You gonna be up with me,
when a
Noemi?
guy stood up and was
The news I
"Oh,
saw
no,
said
you're a
that they will
sheriff."
be
I mean,
counting
he's got
nonstop
to
starting
feel
this
like
morning.
a
Yep.
precinct capture of
I'm
county.
from
It's,
Ohio. Let me
they
tell you,
look at these numbers, and I
they
would
give
say
me a
there's
headache
regional
over
thing
here.
that's starting to
Yeah,
happen.
Ohio and
You look at
Florida is
Ohio
giving me
numbers, you look
fucking
at
anxiety.
Pennsylvania numbers, they're early, but there are trend lines where Joe Biden is outperforming in the suburbs. He's outperforming among working class, and he's also outperforming in the rural areas, even though you don't count it. Just minimizing the losses is doing well. So he is doing really in those areas well. The vote total, in the sense of how many people show up in the suburbs versus worker.
Oh, that's 8% of the vote. Okay, I was gonna say, hey, did Texas turn blue? I don't know yet.
Urban areas may not be performing.
My sister just texted me Biden took Texas.
Yvette, are you seeing that across the country right now? The urban area is not performing as well.
I don't know, but it's looking like he could take Texas.
In Ohio, Hamilton County, Cuyahoga County, Franklin County, huge turnout there. I mean, we're running not just on the presidential.
He won Colorado. I just want the kids out of the cages. Yeah, same. Texas is still pink. Okay. Did Texas turn blue? No. It's very flippin' close in Texas and in Ohio. Biden needs to find find them
every state all
homes.
night long.
Yeah.
Senator Fagan, the Trump campaign was hoping.
All right, so 60. Okay, so wait, hold on. Lisa Taylor. It says Ohio right now 60% of the vote is in, and Biden's up in Ohio.
Pennsylvania and coal country in these final 2 weeks.
He's down in Rhode Island. Get the fuck out of
You know,
here.
whether he wins it or not, we'll see. I think Pennsylvania, to me, is the best case of the mirage, the red and blue mirage. We don't know whether these are early votes, whether these are absentee votes, whether they're day of votes yet. And so
19% of the vote in, and he's got 53%.
Has been repeating over and over tonight. Wait till an entire jurisdiction is in before you get too excited.
I think we have to do that. There's no question
Right.
about that. Eva Pilgrim, you spent a lot of time with suburban women in the state of Pennsylvania.
That's right, George. And specifically with moms, a lot of them telling me they usually avoid talking about politics amongst their mom groups, but this year that just wasn't possible because so many
Google the
of the
live
things that are
election
very
map.
political right now
Percent
directly
keeps
impact them
teetering
and their
between the
children.
two,
In
but
their
Trump
text
at the
chains, you can
second.
see what some of those things are. They're
At this
talking
second
about
has a 1%
masking their
lead.
children. They're talking about virtual learning.
What's
Are
up,
we
Ellie?
sending your kid back to school? Should we go on vacation this summer? Those were all the discussions that they were having, and a lot of these moms telling me that, you know, previously in other elections they weren't really that plugged in. They've maybe voted in a presidential election prior, but this year they thought it was very important to vote. George,
Is this
Eva
live?
Pilgrim,
Yeah,
thanks very much. Let's go to Nate
131.
Silver
All
before we go
right.
to break. Nate, let's take one more look at your magical I shouldn't call it magical, your
Biden
very
to Colorado,
scientific
New
forecast
Mexico.
there. And what happens if Pennsylvania flips? This
Wow.
year went to Donald Trump
It's
4
really
years ago,
close.
goes to Joe Biden this time around.
So again, I'm going to make things a bit more suspenseful. Give Donald Trump Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, but then if you give Biden Pennsylvania, it's going to show us the numbers going up. We'll see where it calculates here in a second. It's
Wow.
not quite the same as Ohio because it's a little bit of a
This
more
is so
purple
fucking
state.
close.
But you see Biden's up to 91% despite losing the South. If he wins back Pennsylvania, they'd have to hold the Wisconsin
So
and
that's
Michigan.
really interesting. It kind of brings you back.
He
to
took
where you
Virginia?
were at the
Joe
beginning of
Biden's
the
taking.
night.
No.
It narrows the range, right? If Biden wins Pennsylvania, things are not going to fall apart from in the Midwest. He's also not going to have any type of landslide victory. But it would bring the probability back. It would mean that you have a close election where Biden is
Minnesota.
favored, but it's this kind of wide range of possible
Missouri.
outcomes.
Chris?
Just
Idaho,
heard from
Iowa.
Republican
Where's
leadership
Idaho?
in Ohio that Trump has now pulled ahead in Ohio.
Who's the hoe?
And that they believe Trump will win between 1.5 and 2 points.
Right now, what we're seeing on our board right now is 64% of the expected vote in. Joe Biden just ahead by a little bit, but you're saying you're getting that from your sources right now inside
Yes.
Ohio. They're looking at the vote that is they're still waiting on, and they believe, at least we're not ready to say that, they believe that Donald Trump will win the state of Ohio. Have to take another quick break. We'll be right back.
If Donald Trump wins the state of Ohio, how many electoral votes? 18. Okay.
2020 was different, to say the least.
He's
We had
still not in
virtual
the
dance
lead.
parties and ordered takeout feasts. But before we give 2020 last
Shut the
looks,
fuck up.
hold on to the
Shut up. I'm trying to see who's going to win this election, god damn it. No results for Alaska. This is crazy. We might see another Trump presidency. Whew. How many electoral votes in California? Does anybody know? But this is only voters today. Tori, I can't figure out the station you're on. I'm on ABC Live on YouTube. Cincinnati, Ohio in the house. What's up, Ohio? When do your polls close? We got 12.4. Wait, what? This is sickening. Anxiety. Yeah. Yeah. My sister. Yep. This is scary. This is very scary. I seen 2 women duking it out at the store on post over this. Yep. All right, let's go back to this. I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay. This is, I mean, but look. Wow, that's a lot of red. That's a lot of fucking red. man. He's got to win. I think Biden has to win Michigan. Not has to, but we knew he wasn't taking Florida. We knew he wasn't taking South Carolina. Electoral interactive map. I saw so many Trump TikToks that doesn't make me happy. The anxiety's real. Yep, it is. Get started. All right, so ready? We got California, Oregon, New York. What else did he win? What else did he win? Did he win Iowa? I don't remember. Oh, we're back.
46% of the vote in right now, and Donald Trump has a fairly sizable lead right now. Tom Yamas, what more can we say about where Georgia is right now?
Look, we can't stop talking about Georgia yet because it's still very, very early. And the reason why I say that is because look at Atlanta right now. We're still waiting for a lot of the vote to come out of some of these huge counties where Democrats are going to
Iowa isn't reporting yet. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. The polls aren't closed.
Atlanta
Okay.
where he needs to win. He's building off Hillary Clinton's lead that she had here. He's expanding the map even further. The problem for Joe Biden is at the red counties, President Trump's base, and this is something we're seeing throughout the country, at least in some of the big battleground states. President Trump's base is showing up and they're voting. And a lot of this, you see all the red around here, almost the same as 2016. The blue counties are the same. What we have to find out, what we have to figure out is what the count is at the end of the night in the Atlanta counties. If Joe Biden can run up the score there, he can tighten this up. But President Trump has got to be happy with this number at this hour right now. But again, a lot of the vote out in Atlanta.
Lindsay Davis, what are you seeing in Georgia?
You know, Georgia is 6th overall when it comes to the total number of coronavirus cases in our country. I think that one good image is that Governor Kemp today dropped off his ballot in a ballot drop box because he's quarantining because he came into contact with somebody who tested positive on Friday, though it's worth noting.
These are our
he also
leaders.
did, take a rapid
Iowa's
test
polls are
and is
closed.
subsequently
They're
tested,
in my time zone.
negative. But look, we're seeing the same thing that we saw.
This is
in
crazy.
North Carolina,
I've been
where
watching
the three,
Trump
counties that are
gloat.
hardest hit by
How can
coronavirus,
anyone
all
not
the
hear the
counties that
way he
voted for
brainwashes
Hillary
people?
Clinton in 2016. Well, remember that Governor
I mean,
Kemp,
remember Hitler was a thing
criticized,
too.
for trying to
People
open up
really
Georgia
backed
early,
Hitler like that
and he
too.
then had that lawsuit against Keisha Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, when she implemented that
It's a cult-like
mask mandate,
following.
which he later dropped. But what's interesting is, black voters make up 32% of the eligible voting population in Georgia, and a lot has been said tonight about the black voters not turning up. And I do think that it's relevant to talk about the disproportionate effect on black and brown communities. Of course, black people make up 13% of the population, but 20% of the COVID deaths, 1 out of 900 black people have died as a result of coronavirus.
Okay, Lindsay Davis, thanks very much. Let's take another look at the state of Texas right now. Not expected to be a battleground this year, but it is close right now with about 76% of the expected vote in. Donald Trump has about a 2-point lead over Joe Biden right now. Tom, what stands out?
What stands out for me, George, as I put Texas here in the middle of the map so we can see it a little bigger, absentee, basically neck and neck, George. Look at that right there.
Wow.
Democrats had to build a lead on the early vote, especially in a state like Texas, but Republicans showed up early as well, and they voted there in Texas. Look, a lot of red counties. Texas has been Republican for a very long time. Jimmy Carter was the last Democrat to win this state.
Jimmy Carter.
Some things that are good for Democrats are around the Dallas County suburb areas, and we'll show you why. So Fort Worth, which is usually a Republican stronghold, let me clear this out here. Tarrant County, 49%. It's neck and neck. President Trump won this by almost 10 points 4 years ago. We go a little bit higher here to Denton County. It's the same story. President Trump underperformed.
They fucking hated her in
Here's something
Texas.
that's interesting. In Houston, Harris County, the biggest county so far, it's essentially the same race as it was 4 years ago. Harris County, Houston, is an area where the Democrats have to run up the score even more if they have any chance of winning in Texas, because you go to one of these red counties, George, look at that, in East Texas, it's 3-1, and it's like that all across East Texas.
Matt Dowd is in Texas. Matt, it looks like John Cornyn
Jesus
is going
Christ.
to return as a Republican senator from Texas, but in the final days of his campaign, he started to break a little bit, uncharacteristically, from President Trump.
Well, I think he saw the numbers
Jesus
in
Christ.
Texas and the changing nature. He's catching up to the changing nature of the state of Texas, which, as we've talked about earlier, has gone from a solid red state to
Far
now,
too
I
much
think,
red.
a slightly red state. I think in the end, Biden's going to get really
Hey,
close. In this state. As I look
H-Town
at
in the
numbers,
house.
Very close, closer than any presidential candidate in 40-some-odd years. But I don't think he's going to have enough. It's those last 2 or 3 points that are really hard, but he'll get really close. The other thing I'm going to say is what's played out in Florida is not playing out in Texas. So I think I'd counsel everybody to not interpret one place as meaning it's going to affect another place. The Hispanic vote here went really well for Joe Biden, much better than Donald Trump did here last time among the Hispanic vote. So I just counsel everybody that one state, Florida, may be about Florida, but it may not necessarily be about
I cannot
others.
believe he took North Carolina.
In the exit polls in Texas, David?
You know, similar to what Matt Dowd was saying, you know, some pretty decent exit polls for the president, though.
Oh, he's up. He's up.
Approved. But to Matt's point on the Latino
He's up in
vote, which is
Ohio now?
significant, 59%.
Or is
for Joe
this
Biden.
not-
I'll point out that Hillary Clinton had 61% 4 years ago.
Where's
so Joe
Ohio?
Biden still has some room to grow there if he's going to match her numbers.
Okay, coming up on 10
There it
p.m. in
is,
the
still
East.
pink.
Polls are going to close in 4 more states. We'll be right back.
Oh, Pennsylvania's blue. Well, light blue for right now. North Carolina's light blue. Utah's red. I don't know if Nevada's red.
I've been quested to bring this one back to its kind.
You know this is no place for...
I might have to have another fucking cup of coffee. No more coffee. Yes, ma'am. Maricela. Okay, 10 p.m. All right, so 4 minutes. Fuck. Let's see. What does Nikki Wildflower have to say?
It's the debilitating anxiety for me.
It's the fact that we might not have rights tomorrow for me. Yep. Jennifer, it means it's leaning toward blue. Wait, what happened? I'm sorry, I'm missing everything right now. Oh, yeah. What is like drinking a beer for blue? Let's do it. Oh, we're back. Let's look at this map. This map looks like it's in real time. Ohio's still pink. Texas is still pink. Please fucking take Ohio. Please. Please, Joe Biden. If he takes Ohio... Wow. South Carolina, projected winner. Yeah, we know. Alabama, we know. We might not have rights tomorrow for me. It just broke my heart. Yeah. Come on, Ohio. So stressful how neck and neck this is. Come on, just get 270, Mr. Joe Biden, sir. 290. If you got 290, I'd be happy. Even 300. I'd be really happy with that. Just please win. God damn it. See, why does this say he's up in Ohio? Pennsylvania. He's down in Pennsylvania. Are they behind? Because it shows that he's up in Pennsylvania. That Pennsylvania's... Lord have mercy. PA went pink? Fuck. Ohio's light blue? Love you, Lisa Taylor.
If the idea of being softly massaged by two muscular sheep doesn't do it for you, sure.
Welcome to Disney Plus.
No. Love Disney, but we got more important shit to talk about right now. So is this electoral map? Oh, he took Illinois. Did we know that? What? Okay, can somebody send me a link to a good electoral map from the Associated Press 2020 presidential election? No, I don't want an interactive map. I want a map that's like giving me what I... This West... No. What is it? Reuters? Get the fuck out of here, Amy. That map updates every minute. It's the one I've been watching since they started counting. The one that I have right now? Minnesota's light blue. God damn it. All right, every minute I'm going to just hit refresh.
President.
I'm the candidate of police officers, the middle class, law-abiding, hard-working American patriots, and others.
There will be no blue states or red states, just the United States. I'll work as hard for those who vote against me as those who voted for me, because that's what a president's supposed to do.
Live from New York City and across the country, Election Night 2020. Now reporting, Chief Anchor George Stephanopoulos.
Coming up on 10 p.m. in the East, and we
What
have
did
a
Amber
long way
say?
to go on this Election Night 2020. That's where things stand right now. Joe Biden has won 9 states, 89 electoral votes. Donald Trump has won 10 states, 72 electoral votes, but all of the big battlegrounds are still out there right now. The polls have still just closed in 4 additional states. Let's take a look at that right now. State of Iowa, key state in the middle of the country, 6 electoral votes, key Senate race there as well. We cannot project a winner right there, but Kana Whitworth is on the ground for us in Iowa tonight.
Just went
she's
to Trump.
focused on the rural vote. Kana.
Yeah, hey, George, so 75% of rural voters cast their ballot for Donald Trump in 2016. It was certainly the case here in Iowa. And this is a place where they are focused on the economy and job security. And 1 in 5 of those jobs is in agriculture. And some of those people are really hurting right now, particularly the farmers. Their crops were decimated by weather. First, they saw the drought and then the windstorm. They're battling COVID-19 and, of course, Trump's trade wars with China. Now, the federal government dumped $37 billion
taking the Senate
to American farmers, but some that I spoke with here in Iowa simply said that's not enough. It doesn't make them whole, and their vote cannot be bought.
Lord.
One farmer in particular said he simply cannot overlook the lack of civility in the White House, and he cast his vote for Joe Biden. Now, it's important to note here that, of course, Donald Trump has a lot of support. He was made an honorary member of the Iowa Corn Growers Association, which is a big deal here. I also spoke with one farmer who said finally someone
He's taken Iowa.
is standing up to China. He said, quite frankly, that is something that the Obama-Biden administration didn't do, and so he was happy to cast his vote.
His anxiety is through the roof, she posted. Yep.
We have a really tight Senate race here. It is neck and neck. The Republican incumbent, Joni Ernst, pulling ahead in recent polls. She's trying to fend off her Democratic challenger, Teresa Greenfield. Now, some surprise that it's such a battle here for Joni Ernst. She's a rising star in the Republican Party, and Teresa Greenfield, relatively unknown. She describes herself as a businesswoman and a scrappy farm girl, but the Democrats, George, dumped $94 million into her campaign, trying to flip that seat.
Kana Whitworth, thanks very much. The polls have also closed in 3 more states. Polls have closed in the state of Nevada. 6 electoral votes votes in play. A lot of early voting in that state, but we cannot project a winner yet. Polls have also closed in the state of Utah. Again, a vote by mail state, but we cannot call that yet. 6 electoral votes. And the polls have closed in the state of Montana. 3 electoral votes, key Senate race there as well, but not enough vote in to make a projection yet. So we want to take another look now at one of the key states in that so-called blue wall for the Democrats, the state of Michigan. Right now, 23% of the expected vote
Okay, there it is.
And Donald Trump, it appears Tom Yamas has a huge lead right now.
Yeah, okay, so spoiler alert, it's a little funky right now in Michigan, okay? Let me show you why. The big reason, George, is because we don't have the early vote yet, okay? We don't have
I'm not comfortable right now.
We can't sort of work that into our numbers so far. But here's one reason why these numbers at this point don't make sense. Wayne County, you have Donald Trump on top, but there's only 3% of the vote in. Macomb County, which is one of those really key counties that President Trump won 4 years ago, the home of the Reagan Democrats, he's way up, but he's way up from where he was 4 years ago. So again, there's not enough vote in. We're going to be looking at places like Grand Rapids. This is Kent County, where President Trump won 4 years ago. But again, these are all areas that 2 years later, Gretchen Whitmer came in that blue wave, and she was able to turn those counties back to blue.
John Carl, of course, we saw all the polls leading up to the election day in Michigan. Joe Biden was leading consistently by anywhere from 5 to 10 points in that state. This could be one of those
people in gray
it's either the
need to vote in Ohio. Something doesn't seem right in Florida right now. In Miami-Dade County specifically. Why? What's happening?
In the state of Michigan, there's a lot of mail-in voting, and the state, in most of the state, they don't even open the ballots until today. In some jurisdictions, they started opening them yesterday. It takes time. It takes a long time. They had warned us that the vote in Michigan is likely to take well beyond tonight. So I would expect, as the mail-in vote is counting, that's Democratic vote, that margin, those numbers change pretty dramatically.
Let's take a look at the state of Michigan, of Wisconsin as well right now. Let's pull that up. 30% of the expected vote in. A little bit closer there, Tom. More of the vote has been counted, but Donald Trump is slightly ahead.
Yeah, slightly ahead. This is one of the states he won. You know, it was very close here, 23,000 votes. We're going to be talking about Milwaukee. This is so important. 15% of the total vote. Joe Biden is where he needs to be, but he's got to bring that number up a little bit. We only have about 30% of the vote in, so he can catch up there. We're also going to be talking about the wow counties. This is Waukesha, Ozaukee, and some of the others, Washington as well. In Waukesha, President Trump won 4 years ago. This is actually a pretty good lead for him at 60% in. He's holding what he had 4 years ago. That's exactly what he has to do.
Damn.
Still not enough voting.
Feels like 2016 race again. Yeah, it does.
Price, a tiny
Feels like
county,
2016. We got flipped some blue.
Building on his lead there, but only 12%. So it's a little hard.
I'm getting
to sort of pull
discouraged.
data out of here. In Green Bay, Brown County, you know, Donald Trump's sort of performing where he needs to be. But again, it's so little here. Kenosha, of course, we want to talk about as well because it had such a big role. We were talking about the social justice that swept across the country with the Jacob Blake shooting there. Donald Trump on top. He won this just barely 4 years ago. He has a big lead right now. But again, I just think that there still needs a lot of vote to come in.
While we're looking at the blue wall, let's pick up Pennsylvania again. Let's take a check back in.
Are they only, here's my question, are they only looking at...
23% of the expected vote in.
All right, we got a lot more vote in here, George. So let's take a look. We'll start with...
Are they only looking at the votes from today and not the mail-in votes? I don't get it. Are they counting the mail-in votes? What's happening right now?
Wilkes-Barre, PA. Joe Biden behind again there. You know, he's doing better than Hillary Clinton. That's some good news, but President Trump's still on top. And we got to talk about Philadelphia again. We're still waiting for a lot of the vote to come in here. Philadelphia, giant margins, but this is what John Carl was just talking about. George, we just don't have the vote in, only 9%. Those counties around, this is Bucks County, this is
Arizona's
Montgomery, excuse me. Let me see if we can find Bucks over here. Philadelphia, let's go over here. Yeah, Chester. Oh, we don't have Bucks yet. Chester's another big suburbs around the Philadelphia area. Joe Biden doing well there. So, I mean, look, George, 23%, and it's hard to kind of pull any kind of narratives at this
David
point
Pakman
so early in
says.
the night. Pittsburgh, we'll look at this because this is where Joe Biden has to run up the score, and there he has at 80%. That's a great number for him, but only 15%. And George, it's tough at this hour.
It may be a little early to start to play out narratives, but Emmanuel, let's try to do a little bit. This is looking.
Wow, he's got 83,000 people watching in his live right now. It's fucking amazing.
I'm not sure. The problem we have is you have so much early voting, and every state is different of when they count that. And so we're looking at counties, and you can extrapolate. I mean, you look at how close Ohio is. It's basically 6% right now. better than it was in 2016. But you look at it, I think it's still going to come down to Pennsylvania. I think this entire election is going to be basically still what everybody thought going into it. But if you look at where Joe Biden was performing in Ohio, Akron, Toledo, Hamilton County, Cuyahoga County, Franklin County, you can extrapolate that that's very good news for both Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. But again, each state counts their early votes. Some of them count before the day of the polls close. And then in Pennsylvania, they don't start counting them. They have still got 3 more days of ballots to come in. So it's going to be very hard, but you do have trend lines that show a performance about working class, older voters, suburban voters, college-educated voters that are
good. But so far, we haven't seen, Chris Christie, any big surprises yet. We haven't called any of the battlegrounds at all, and this is going to take
It's going to take some time. But, George, I think what we know now tonight, after 10 o'clock.
It varies state by state. Oh, got it. Ohio counts mail-in first and in-person votes. I don't know about other states. Got it. Okay. But fuck Lisa Taylor. We have time.
Arizona.
PA has to pull through. My blue vote was a mail-in.
We haven't called anything yet. But Republicans are very optimistic in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Iowa. And so it's really now
and Ohio
and Ohio. So you're really coming down to Pennsylvania, Arizona, and get Ohio to a place where everybody is comfortable. So no one was predicting that 24 hours ago. They were predicting 3 to 330 votes for electoral votes for Joe Biden.
As you're talking, I just got some news in my ear, and I want to pull up the state of Arizona because this is potentially big news right here from the state of Arizona. 70% of the expected vote is in from Arizona. There was so much early vote in that state. More than 90% of the 2016 vote came in before Election Day, and one of the things you see right there is that Donald Trump is now losing the 70% of the expected vote into Joe Biden.
Arizona's a red state.
Tommy Amos, let's take a dive.
Yeah, George, at this hour, this is a major story and a major development. Not all the vote is in right now, but Maricopa County, this is going to be 3/4 of the total vote in all of Arizona. Joe Biden is on top. 4 years ago, this was a county, let me show you, 4 years ago, this was a county that President Trump won. It was tight.
Wow.
But that Joe Biden has this lead right now is very encouraging news for Democrats. We're going to go to the Democratic stronghold now of Tucson, Pima County. This is where Look at this number, George. I mean, these are the kind of numbers that Joe Biden would want in some of those other battleground states with 80% of the vote in. I'm going to go to this county right here, Yuma. President Trump barely won this. This is a border county. You have conservative agricultural families, but you also have the Latino vote there as well. President Trump looks like he's doing well. He's building on the lead he had 4 years ago. But again, Maricopa County, and Maricopa really, it's a reflection of America. You have big cities like Phoenix. You have medium-sized cities like Scottsdale, agricultural. You have the universities, the tourist areas. Joe Biden's looking at this number right now. It's going to make him very happy.
David Muir, what do the exit polls say about Arizona?
A couple of things coming out of Arizona right now that are really interesting. First of all, independents outnumber Democrats and Republicans in that state. So let's go right to that. 52% of independents, according to the exit polls, are going with Joe Biden. And when you go down some of these numbers,
I'm in the zone. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Trump's job performance, 53% disapprove of his handling.
I can't take this. I need a burger. What kind of burger? She's stressed, I think. I am very stressed. Arizona had Cindy McCain, who endorsed Biden. Oh, shit.
And when you start getting into some of these key
shot number 2, Arizona fucking took it.
Handling COVID. The economy, though,
I mean, Biden took Arizona. I don't know how coffee just made me tired.
Still very close. One more key area, George, Hispanic and Latino vote. Joe Biden with 63% of the Latino vote tonight in Arizona.
According to the exit polls. John Carr, we know there are national trends at play here, but Arizona has been a deep red state.
I want to stress eat. Don't apologize, Tori. This is important. Yes, it is very important to me.
John McCain,
geeking out. Yes, I am.
For years, Cindy McCain endorsed Joe Biden.
Because I got ADD, maybe. I want to stress eat, my friend. Oh.
Endorsed Joe Biden.
We are starting to see more blue in the West.
And those attacks on John McCain were relentless.
Wow.
He resisted taking the flag down to half staff when McCain died. None of that played well in Arizona. But I do want to have a note of caution on Arizona. Arizona is the reverse of what I was saying about Pennsylvania and Michigan. Arizona is where they've been counting the early vote for weeks. So as the day-in vote comes in, I expect Arizona to get a lot closer. And I think Governor Christie made an important point here. This is going to be a long night, and we're going to
be a long week.
It could be a long week. We're going to need patience. I don't see
none of that
running away with any of those states in the Sun Belt. We'll see what happens in Arizona, but we're going to be waiting on Pennsylvania. We may be waiting on Michigan and Wisconsin as well.
George,
go ahead.
One interesting thing from Michigan Republican leadership that just came in. in the Senate race, in the vote by mail that's been counted so far, and it's about 25% overall counted, Senator Peters is winning by about 20 points in the vote by mail. But on the election day voting, John James is winning by 22 points. So what they're looking at least in the first 25% of the vote, is that it's going to be a very close Senate race in Michigan. We don't know yet what will happen, but there's not a blowout there, and it's doing exactly what John was talking about in Arizona. You know, it's splitting very heavy Democrat on the vote by mail, but very heavy Republican, 22 points on voting today.
The Arizona, I just got a report from the Biden campaign, the Arizona vote by mail is outperforming their ex-model by 70,000 votes. They expected 150,000 margin. They got a 220,000 margin.
Okay, let's go to Nate Silver then and take a look at.
What does that mean?
Nate, let's look at your forecast and show what happens if the state of Arizona, red in 2016, goes to blue in 2020.
And again, we're going to give Trump Florida.
I like
Georgia,
when this
North
guy
Carolina,
talks.
where he's probably the favorite at this point. But again, if Biden wins Arizona, then he's going to shoot up to, I think, around 70-some% here. It's not as important for him as Pennsylvania. It's not a Midwestern state. Actually, more than that, 75%. But, you know, Trump has to hit, like I said, all his marks, and Arizona is one where he would much prefer to have won.
Okay, Nate Silver, thanks very much. Coming up on 10:15.
Wow, so he could still win.
Take another quick break. We'll be right back.
It'll be a close race, but he'll be the winner.
Welcome to Disney Plus. Are you ready?
Yeah, that's what they say. They say Arizona is from the early. At this point, I feel like it's just it's a close race. That's really it. That's all we can say at this point. 131-98. These are the numbers here. He's up in Iowa? No. What percent of the vote is in? 14. Okay, that makes sense. All right, yeah. Iowa just flipped to. Okay, that makes sense. The fact that I'm still disheartened, though, the fact that this race is so fucking close. I cannot believe 65% reporting Arizona's blue. If Arizona goes blue, then literally I think if Arizona goes blue, then Trump could. Your mother's fucking titty. This is tiring. Very, very tiring. I'm not going to fucking sleep until interactive electoral map. No, that's not the kind of interaction that I want, you fucking shit stain. Iowa's flipped again? What the fuck? 14%. Okay. Interactive map. Here we are. Let's play with it, shall we? Reset. So, Trump took Florida. No. You shit stain. Hello? What the fuck? Oh, it's because my computer's fucking lagging right now. Hold on. Alright. Here we are. There we go. No, I want it red. Okay. North Carolina's blue. Let's say he takes North Carolina. Let's say Ohio. Ohio is red. Let's say he takes Arizona. Get the fuck out of here. Let's say just for shits and giggles he doesn't take Nevada. He still wins. Okay. Iowa. Trump still loses. Georgia. Trump wins Georgia. So with things basically going the way that they're seemingly going right now, if check your Insta message I sent just for your, okay, thank you. Go to Fox News. I'm just taking shots at this point. Yeah. Same. It's definitely still too early to call this shit. But like if things go the way that they're projected to go, right? Like these are the states that he's taking or he has taken, right? If he doesn't take Pennsylvania, even if he doesn't take Pennsylvania, he still wins. Like all of these states that we're worried about right now, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, even Texas, right? He's completely, let's say Texas goes completely red. He's already taken New Mexico. He's about to take Arizona. He's definitely taking California and these states. Like there's no way he's not. He still loses. Trump still loses. It's a very, very tight race. What if Maine goes red? Yeah. So what are we worried about? What are we worried about right now? I don't get it. Do we know? Right. Not all the polls have closed. What's up, Mary Jo? I just saw my confirmation number. That may be a good sign for Biden. Oh, okay. Right. If it's that close of an election, we do have to worry about our fucking dictator president not transferring power and pretending like, you know, it's a rigged election. My cousin, who's a very big Trump supporter, has already alluded to this this fact that she thinks that Joe Biden's rigging the election. Yeah, you think that even before the election's fucking over, you dumbass? Anyway.
Between Trump and Biden, you're looking at about less than 400,000
I'm
votes,
shocked
right?
it's so
The
close
problem
too.
with
It's a
that
little
is in
disheartening
DeKalb
that it's
County
this
in
close,
Atlanta,
to be
there's
quite
about
honest.
250,000 votes that Hillary Clinton got 4 years ago. Here in Gwinnett County, we only have 17% of the vote in, but Hillary Clinton ran up the score there too with 150,000 plus. So there's a lot of the vote out in the Atlanta metro area.
Let's see what this guy is talking about right now.
It's time to throw away that dirty old dollar store sleep mask. It doesn't fully block out the light.
Clinton's number, they're not that different, 95% in. So you've seen.
What the fuck? Yellow? It's not my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi ain't fucking up right now.
Become Donald Trump's attorney general and to become Donald Trump's hated attorney general. And when Sessions tried to get his seat back, the president.
They're still waiting for the mail-ins. Where and what state? Positive thinking. What's the status so far? I had to leave for a bit. Too close for me. Oh, Maggie May.
This was really a once-in-a-lifetime situation that brought Doug Jones, a Democrat, representing
Biden cannot rig the votes. What the fuck? Yeah, but that's what they're going to say. If it's a very close election, which it looks like it's going to be, and Biden ends up winning by like 275, 276, whatever it is, even 290, Trump's going to get his lawyers and he's going to try and fight it. There's going to be recount upon recount upon recount. It's going to be like Gore and Bush all over again.
They would need a net gain of 4 seats tonight. Democrats, though, of course, are very optimistic that they can still tonight gain the majority.
Coming up on 10:30, a long way to go on this election night 2020. We'll be right back.
Didn't you just leave? What the fuck? I have abandonment issues.
In order to make North Carolina happen.
Okay.
Yeah, Minnesota. Let me quickly ask you about Minnesota. Jason Miller came on and suggested that the Trump folks feel good about Minnesota.
Look, they talk. We'll see. I mean, we only have about a third of the vote in, and just so you see, this is election day vote. So it's, let's look at some of the big. I mean, look, if Biden's got a big lead right now because Hennepin County, that's Minneapolis, and we've got most of the vote in. So, yeah, as the rural counties come in, this state's likely to get closer. It was a 3-point race last time. We'll see. Okay?
I wonder what this guy thinks. We're going to take Arizona. I fucking hope so.
For the Trump
If we take Arizona, it might be fucking over.
So let's do something that a few people are suggesting, which is to take Pennsylvania and to go into the county level. And to what the claim is that a lot of these red counties are almost completely counted. I'm seeing a lot of 50s. Okay, 90, 90, 90, 65, 59, 98. That's true. And then that Philadelphia is only 22% counted. That's very true. That's very true. And let's look at Allentown, for example. Only 22% counted in Lehigh County. Pittsburgh, only 15% counted in Allegheny. That is very lopsided, and that's huge.
The true cancer with abandonment issues.
We don't know. We'll
that's right.
have
I can't
all of the data.
talk. All us water signs have the same problems. Yeah, we do.
A huge
my anxiety can't handle this. My God, I'm sorry, Nicole.
Places with
come on, Minnesota, don't let me down. Minnesota doesn't exist. If especially if they voted for Trump. Angelica, I think Florida.
86, 64.
I'm gonna go ahead and say 40, it's a wrap in Ohio.
More than 98, 93, 94, and it's tied. And then you say, wait a second, Philadelphia's 22% counted. Allentown's 22% counted. Pittsburgh's 15% counted. You have to imagine that is
Nightmare, I love you
for Joe Biden at some point. At some point when they get to that. Arizona now with 72% reporting, still with a 9.1% lead for
that's crazy.
Joseph R. Biden Jr. Let's see what else we have going on. Nothing too particular. Okay, so that is
good night,
all
Mom.
Happening, and we are
Trump said he leaves.
Results.
He'll leave the country if
okay,
Biden wins.
Let's check in with Sam Cedar. We will take my second scheduled break, and I will be back with you very, very soon. And then we will get to the 11 p.m. results, many of which we can anticipate pretty clearly. Oh wait, what happened? Is Sam no longer live? Oh, Sam is also on a break. Oh my God. Okay, so in that case, we will take a break here with NBC, and I will be back momentarily.
He's going to take a pee-pee.
Today, we're glad to have you with us.
This fall,
I'm not watching NBC. We're going to watch it. Arizona. Holy shit. This is so flippy floppy. Like, it's ridiculous how flippity floppity. He's gonna go take a poopy. I'm moving out of Missouri. Yeah, he definitely didn't win Florida. We knew that was gonna happen. No surprise there. He's not taking Texas, I don't think. I didn't think he was gonna take Georgia. My sister's giving me the Electoral College map right now. 140 to go. Please, Lord, let Joe Biden win this election. North Carolina. Wait, he's going down in North Carolina? Wow. What is North Carolina looking like right now? Oh, it's pink. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. It's a lot of red states. This is 2016 all over again.
Are you ready?
This is 2016 all over again. Yeah. I've never been more stressed over an election either. Trump is gaining North Carolina. Oh, man. Nessie Wi-Fi? This man might be president again. Lord.
Right there with you, whether you're back to school.
Let's see. No. Swing states: Arizona, Florida. Show more. Look at all the red. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, it's only 32% reported. Pennsylvania is going to call this election. He didn't take Texas. This is nuts. Why is this happening? I have no idea. Yeah, I'm getting kind of tight too. Yes, ma'am. I'm in North Carolina. We went red. Great. I've never been so invested in an election before in my life. Whew. Thank you, Tara Lee. I don't know, man. This looks like he might be.
Polls have closed in 44 states, and it is a close race so far. Joe Biden has won 10 states, 93 electoral votes. Donald Trump has won 12 states, 83 electoral votes. Not a surprise yet. Right now, that is a rerun of the 2016 map. We can add 2 more states right now, though. Joe Biden's going to win the state of New Hampshire, and it's 4 electoral votes. Donald Trump had fought pretty hard there. They thought that was one of those states they might be able to take back in 2020, but it was not to be. Joe Biden will win the state of New Hampshire, and it's 4 electoral votes, but Donald Trump will hold on to Louisiana, and it's 8 electoral votes. No surprise there. Blue state stays blue, red state stays red. So let's take another look at those key states up in the northern tier of the country: Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, the so-called blue wall. Right now, that's where things stand. Michigan with 33% of the vote in. Donald Trump has a lead. Wisconsin, 35%.
He's got a lead in all 3 states.
Pennsylvania, 31% of the vote in. Donald Trump has a lead. John Carl, the question there is that a red mirage or is something different happening here?
I mean, in all of these states, first of all, they're going to take time to get final results. All of these states are states that do not process mail-in vote as it comes in, which is the opposite of what we see in Arizona.
Of course.
The opposite
Fucking
of
of
what we
course.
see in Florida. So we always knew there was going to be a bit of a red mirage factor here. As they open up those ballots, as they process that, those are going to be more Democratic votes. Those numbers will change.
Could flip.
The question is, how much will they change?
Okay, that's an important point right there. I want to come to Pennsylvania in a minute, but right now we're just getting some results in from the state of Nebraska. And Donald Trump has won not all of the votes yet in the state of Nebraska, but he has won 3 of the 5 votes in the state of Nebraska. That's the overall state vote. Nebraska, one of those states that splits their electoral votes also among congressional districts. Tom Yamas, why don't you explain that?
Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at Nebraska right now and follow along with us because it gets a little complicated. As George mentioned,
Look how
Nebraska
close.
splits its electoral votes. Here is the beautiful state of Nebraska right here. We're going to show you 2 counties right here. This is Sarpy, a conservative county that makes up the 2nd congressional district. Donald Trump should be on top right now, and he's not. He won this county 4 years ago, and that's good news for Joe Biden because just above this is Douglas County, and it's like the numbers are reversed here, George. Hillary Clinton won this 4 years ago. This is
I don't even know which news to watch. Yeah, they are.
Win this area.
They are all
Trump
different.
pulled
What's
off
up,
the
Jay?
congressional district 4 years ago. It was because of that other county. The numbers are inverted right now. Still very, very close here. To give you an idea of the size of this county, it's essentially like this. it is minuscule. But if the race were to come down, and I don't want to say it, but you know what it is, if it were to come down to 269, whoever won that one county, that tiny little county, Nebraska, those would be the most important Americans right now on the planet.
That turns it into a 270, 268. We also have.
Something I want to say to them right now.
I can't believe you don't already have their number.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me there?
I don't. You should have their number. That's malpractice, bro.
I have their emails.
We do have another state to call right now. The state of Utah is going to go to Donald Trump. Again, not much of a surprise right there. Donald Trump is going to win the state of Utah, and it's 6 electoral votes. Even though that's the home of Mitt Romney, of course, is the only Republican senator.
Was he at 89 now?
Donald Trump in the impeachment trial. Let's go back now to state of Pennsylvania. David Muir, you had some exit polls from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's really interesting. This is just to pick up what John Carl was saying, is that these blue wall states are going to take days possibly for us to find out who actually won of these states. The Secretary of State in Pennsylvania warned us in the last couple of days that it could take till the end of the week until we know Pennsylvania. But there are some numbers here that I would think the Biden campaign would be very happy with. When you take a look at suburban voters in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump with a small edge there, according to the exit polls, 2 points ahead of Biden. But when you remember that he was 8 points ahead in the final tally over Hillary Clinton, 2 points is an improvement for Joe Biden. And you can see where he got the improvement from. When you break it down, Donald Trump still has overwhelmingly done well with men
we're
in the
blue.
suburbs. But look at this.
We're
among women. This is
100%
where the
blue.
gender
We're
gap
New York.
presents itself. In Pennsylvania, at least,
New
we've
York
seen this in
never
other states
goes
too
red,
coming in.
ever.
53% of suburban women going with Joe Biden. One other thing here that was really interesting is the independent vote coming in from Pennsylvania. According to the exit polls, obviously, and these are all still preliminary, 53% of independents are going with Joe Biden. That's a flip from 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Donald Trump won independents in Pennsylvania 48-41. Now Biden ahead by.
I'm live with you because I'm forced to watch Mickey Mouse. Oh no.
We'll see if it holds up as the real
Well done, New York. Hell
right
yeah.
now. We want to take another look at the state of Minnesota.
Biden has Pennsylvania right now?
A state that President Trump had hoped he might be able to flip, like the state of New Hampshire. Right now, 36% of the expected vote is in, and it appears that Joe Biden has a big lead. Let's go back to Alex Perez in Minnesota.
Yeah, George, and what we're seeing is that Joe Biden has a huge lead in Hennepin County, the most populous county here in Minnesota. We're seeing 93% of the vote coming in from Hennepin County, about 70% of that vote right now going to Joe Biden. Those are the kinds of numbers that Democrats want to see here in Minnesota. You know, Obama.
Bronx here. Hey, boogie down.
Obama won that Hillary lost to Trump back in 2016, and the Democrats are hoping they're going to be able to win back those so-called pivot counties. Now, the important vote.
Trump's ahead in North Carolina.
Rural areas, the Iron Range, the other part of the state, we still don't know the exact numbers from that area. That part of the state typically looks better for Republicans, typically went for Trump, so we will have to wait a little bit later in the evening to figure out those numbers. But right now, Hennepin County, Ramsey County, the populous
Look how
areas of the
close.
state
Oh my God.
Alex Perez, thanks very much. Let's take another look at North Carolina right now. We've got the state of North Carolina with 89% of the expected vote in. It's a very close race right now. Donald Trump at 50, Joe Biden at 49. Tom Yamas.
Yeah, so we have just one county that we have no data on right now in North Carolina. The race is very, very close. We're looking at a spread of about 40,000 votes.
I'm backing blue in Australia's state of origin tonight and backing blue for America. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Votes for Republicans, 15 to 20,000 votes. That could affect the score. I mean, this is such a close race. This was a state that President Trump outright won 4 years ago, and yet right now it's a nail-biter. A lot of the swing counties, President Trump has been able to hold on, especially in the southern part of the state on the border of South Carolina. But Charlotte, this is Mecklenburg County. This is where they wanted to hold the RNC, Republicans, hopefully to drive out some voters there later on in the year. That didn't happen because of COVID. Joe Biden's doing exactly what he has to do here. He's driving up the votes. So to win.
What's up, Samantha in Colorado?
He's going to have to do that there and in Wake County.
I'm going to the shower with you. All right, cool.
Vote in there, but you can see Joe Biden is building on that Hillary Clinton lead in those counties. If he can keep doing that, there might still be enough vote out there, but President Trump right now on top with about 40,000 votes.
Byron Pitts, what are you hearing in Raleigh?
Well, George, I can tell you that at this point, the Democrats in the state are getting nervous. The expectation was that they knew they would have an early lead, but they thought it would be big enough that they could hold off a Republican surge. They were looking for a double-digit lead when the numbers came out, and it was only 9 points. And since that time, steadily as each half hour has passed, you've seen the President Trump gain ground, and eventually he's taken the lead. And the sense is that the Democrats may be running out of time. In Georgia, it's still early, right? I mean, North Carolina could go either way. But at this point, one of the things that we can see is that hard work can outwork money. In this state, for instance, in the Senate race, the Democrat outspent the Republican 2-1. And in TV advertising, the Trump campaign spent in TV and radio ads. The Trump and the RNC spent $41 million. Biden and the DNC spent $56 million. And that cash difference at this point doesn't seem to be a sufficient difference for the Democrats in a state in which they felt good going into the night that they might have a comfortable lead that they could hold on to. But to this point, the Republican strategy to start close and then finish strong seems to be the direction that we're going in, George.
Byron Pitts, thanks very much. We have another call to make another projection to make in the state of Kansas. Donald Trump is going to win the state of Kansas. Again, that's a strong red state.
What's up, Samantha?
6 electoral votes,
hey, Katie.
21 points back in 2016. Donald Trump.
Senate's 40-40. This is such a close
Senator
race.
Delaware, close friend and advisor to Joe Biden. It looks like we're in for a very long night, Senator Cruz, maybe even several days for this to go on. Is this really going as you expected tonight?
Well, George, we had a record early turnout. 100 million Americans voted early, whether in person or by mail. And as we're hearing from all over the country, we had record turnout in many states. So I'm optimistic. When there's record turnout, often that means Democrats win. And I'm hopeful that Joe still has several paths to 270 and towards being our next president. I think his message all along
hope you're
that
right, bro.
He and Kamala Harris can bring our country together, can move us out of this deadly pandemic and the mess that Donald Trump's bungled mishandling of the pandemic.
It's not
has
over
gotten us
till it's
into.
over. That's right.
Connected with voters and move people to the polls. I've been
Yeah,
checking in
days.
with,
Yep.
Local elected officials.
The
colleagues
result
in
could take
Senate,
days,
the
yeah,
labor
because there's a
leaders in
lot of
several states,
absentee
and,
ballots.
I'm still optimistic about a number of key states that haven't come in yet.
But so, I mean, let's talk about that a little bit more. You say he still has several paths. It looks like Donald Trump, we have not projected yet, but is on track in Florida towards a win. That was a must-win for him. Are we really heading back to the point where Joe Biden has to win all those 3 key blue wall states, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, still holding out hope also in Arizona?
Arizona, I'm optimistic about, given what I'm hearing from a number of elected officials and local organizers there. And I think that means there's several different paths. It doesn't all come down to Pennsylvania. But I'll remind you, George, part of why Joe was a great candidate from the outset is he's someone who was born and raised in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, has always been close to the people of Pennsylvania, and I think has run a terrific race in Pennsylvania, as well as in Michigan and Wisconsin.
Go to Fox
and Arizona.
News.
Those are states I'm optimistic
What are they doing
about
over
this year.
there?
Senator Coons, you still think we're going to hear from Vice President Biden tonight?
I'm hopeful, but not certain. You know, I think we need to remember that elections aren't called on election night. They may get projections from the news, but in the end, elections in the United States are decided by states and counties, and it's often days after election night when all the votes are counted. And given that we had 100 million cast early by mail and in person, we need to make sure every vote is counted before we ultimately reach a
Biden
decision
took
about
Illinois?
this election.
And an important
Did we know
reminder, no
that?
question about that, Senator Coons. Thanks very much for your time tonight. I want to go back to Cecilia Vega.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
At the White House. What more are you picking up now, Cecilia, about whether or not President Trump will speak?
Actually, we just asked an aide when the president will speak, and we were told that they didn't know.
All right. Fuck that.
Mail-in ballots, and we just don't have all of the information at this point in time. And for people asking, we're at a 35% on the panic scale. 35% panic at this point in time. Okay, people asking for updated membership numbers. All right, let me get them to you. So we were at 350.
Fox. I hate Fox News. Live. Is this them?
These declassified documents reveal the extent to which the FBI abused the FISA spy.
Shut up. 133. Like, all of these numbers are so fucking different. I don't understand. Where are these people getting their information from? Every different place right now? I don't get it.
President Trump in over a year, will return as Speaker.
That certainly does seem to be the case, George. We know that they have had this incredibly fraught relationship. There is still that fraught relationship continuing. I think specifically about the fight over COVID relief, which continues to be ongoing, even given
the Democrats took the House.
The two of them still, the two sides have not been able to come together and pass a COVID relief bill in these last recent weeks. It seems that certainly is not going to happen anytime soon. And yet Nancy Pelosi will continue. If Donald Trump continues to be president, Nancy Pelosi will continue to be his foe on Capitol Hill.
Okay, Mary Bruce, thanks very much.
I didn't announce my birth. What the
95
fuck?
electoral votes for Donald Trump right now, 93 for Joe Biden. That is because we've just added the state of Kansas for President Trump.
Living in the
well.
Bronx was low key.
And Terry, as we look at that 95 to 93 at 10:44 on the East Coast, 270 winners. As I said, it looks like we're doing a little bit of a replay right now of 2016 with all those big battleground states still out there. America about as divided as ever.
Oh man, we're such a dumb country.
Terry Moran? Yes, I'm sorry, George, I was looking at something else. But it does look that
He was looking
way.
at a text message.
It comes as a surprise to Democrats who thought they had the wind in their sails. But it turns out, I think one of the reasons the polls have been so battered is that Donald Trump represents a realignment. The pollsters don't understand a post-Donald Trump America, it seems to me. He wasn't a Republican, he was a nationalist. And that is something that this country hasn't seen. Other countries have. We've seen nationalists seize the loyalty of people who are looking for a different economy, a different culture than the Western cultures are trending, and they keep returning populist nationalists to power. Donald Trump is that person. I think it does come as a surprise, certainly to pollsters and to many Democrats as well. There's a lot of things, however this race comes out, for Democrats to do when it comes to the
Democrats have one more on the Senate.
Working class among many of the minorities as well.
Thank you, Terry. Another state has just gone to Joe Biden, Illinois, and it's 20 electoral votes, solid Democratic state.
Wow.
Won by Hillary Clinton in 2016 by 17 points. Rahm Emanuel, your home state.
I mean, what's interesting, right there it is. I'm going to drop it the same way he's going to drop it on New Jersey. Here's what I would say when you look at the whole map. Every state right now that we're seeing is performed to actually what was expected, except for Arizona. That's the only one that's outperformed, that is different than what happened in 2016.
Well, but that's an important distinction. You say to 2016, not necessarily to the wealth of polls we saw coming into this election.
No, that's what I was going to get to next. I appreciate the lead-in right there.
My chosen name is Jay.
I think it's really going. But what's happened is
Biden leading Iowa right now. Wow.
The dust gets settled. You'll see
crazy.
Joe Biden is overperforming in certain areas and underperforming from a vote total. But when you look at the polling, what some of the expectations and people have right now, just on election night, is they saw things happening in North Carolina, Georgia, etc. Still could happen, but what's happening is really it's going to come down to 4 states: Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona,
and perhaps Arizona.
and maybe Georgia.
Well, I did some quick back-of-the-envelope math, and it looks to me like Trump would have to get between 65 and 70% of what's outstanding to win Arizona. It's not impossible, but that's a really tall hurdle. And we've seen repeatedly in this campaign where the president is underperforming with seniors. Certainly, COVID hit Arizona very hard, and this could be an example of what we're seeing, where the COVID crisis is actually having a disproportionate impact in Arizona compared to other states.
And if that's the case,
always nice to see you, Amber.
Pick up Michigan or Wisconsin, in addition to holding Ohio
I walked to the
and
bathroom.
Pennsylvania.
Right.
If he loses Arizona.
John, I'm going to go
All
to
I
you
want for
on
Christmas
this
is to see
because
Tori
this is
jumping for joy
this
because
is where
Biden got in.
Nebraska 2nd Congressional District comes into play.
Thank you, Tara Lee.
Joe Biden wins Arizona, wins Michigan, and wins Wisconsin, but loses Pennsylvania.
You get to 269, and that's a tie.
What?
And the way the tie is broken is it's broken in the House of Representatives, but it's not the majority of the House of Representatives, which the Democrats control. Every state's congressional district gets a single vote. And the Republicans control more congressional districts, more state delegations than
one vote.
But
by one. They have 26.
If Joe Biden wins that 2nd Congressional District in Nebraska, 270,
Right.
268.
And by the way, we call it, I mean, it's got a nickname. It's called Obama-haw, you know, because Obama won it when they started splitting the Delaware. So, you know, it is a district that I would say Biden is favored to win.
You do not look at this person and ever think of the word patience, but I'm actually going to advocate it. This is going to be a long week. It's going to take a while. It's going to come down to four to five states. And
He's missing a finger.
I was going to say we have a very competitive congressional race going on in NE2. Carr Eastman and Don Bacon. And as you know, this is a rematch. Progressives and Democrats came together to support Carr Eastman. So if it comes down to that, I think we might win it.
Okay, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back.
George.
Shit. Hi, Michelle.
Do you struggle with lash glue? I have the perfect solution. I'm Anne, the
I don't
founder
struggle
and
with
CEO
lash
of
glue. No, I
Linktr.ee.
can't
So
say that I struggle with lash glue. Who else? What else are we going? I feel like we're just you know, living our lives. What's this guy doing?
We are now at 367 on website memberships. And Mike in New Jersey is gone. All right, if we get 3 duds in a row, we will abandon, so don't worry about it. I know people are starting to get worried, but I will abandon this faster than you can imagine if we get a third one. So let me pick carefully. Let me go to let's go to
This
Dorian
is
from
2016
North
all
Carolina.
over again.
Dorian from North.
I can't believe this race is going to be this close. Jesus. I'm going to be drunk before this is over. Yep. I might have to get something to eat. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it at all. How long are we in this for? Days, hours? Let me know. I'm going to do this until... No, obviously not until something is called, because I don't think they're going to be able to call anything tonight. But I'm going to be here. Probably... Yeah, probably for the next hour. Probably until 12. See what happens at 12. Lord. PB&J is definitely in my near future. Oh, there's Jay. I know, love you all so much. We love you. 4140 Democrats in Senate. Okay, that's a good sign. I didn't even realize it was almost 11. Yup. It's almost 11 here. Yeah, I'll probably stay on for another hour. Until 12. Because apparently that fucking coffee did nothing. Bitch, Texas ain't going blue. Texas was a toss-up. Not any fucking more. Arizona's looking like it's going blue. Ohio's red. Let's say Iowa is blue. North Carolina's red. Georgia's red. Florida's red. Oh, we don't know about Michigan, Wisconsin. What is this? Indiana. He took it already. Missouri. Minnesota. Oh, we're back.
108 electoral votes, exactly the states 4 years ago the Democrats and Republicans won. There has not been a switch yet in any of the key battlegrounds. We're still looking at a lot of states. We can project now that Donald Trump, as you see up there, has won the state of Wyoming, and it's 3 electoral votes. Solid Republican state, no surprise there again. And we can report in the Senate, Lindsey Graham will hold on to his seat in South Carolina.
God damn it.
Faced a fierce, surprising challenge from Jamie Harrison, who raised tens of millions of dollars in the final
fucking
weeks of
can't
this campaign.
stand
It wasn't enough to
Lindsey
put him
Graham.
over the top. Janae Norman in South Carolina.
Yeah, George, Jamie Harrison spoke not long ago conceding the race to Lindsey Graham, a hard-fought race that Lindsey Graham hadn't originally anticipated. As you just mentioned, Harrison raised record-setting amounts of money, and he pushed this idea about the New South, hoping a surge of black voters and growing diversity in this historically red state could help propel him to victory. But Republicans remained optimistic that conservatives would choose Lindsey Graham. That's one thing the state's GOP chair talked with me about earlier today. He said demographics are not ideology, demographics are not philosophy. He told me it is conservative ideals that
Well,
have
they're
given
here to stay,
Republicans a
Patricia.
majority here in South Carolina.
They are here to
and
stay.
That has helped Lindsey Graham in recent weeks, even though he has changed his stance on Supreme Court nominations in an election year by supporting the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. He has been able to tout those conservative values, and that has helped him a lot. He struggled more this time around with women and independent voters, with women seeming evenly split
56%.
between Harrison and Graham, and independent voters seeming to lean toward Harrison. But in the end, Graham pulled this one out. He will hold on to his seat, and that will certainly help Republicans as they remain optimistic and maintaining a majority in the Senate.
Janae Norman, thanks very much. John Carr, I want to go to you. One of the reasons Jamie Harrison was able to raise so much money is that
It is
Lindsey Graham has
11:50
become such a
p.m.
target
here.
of progressives and liberals, going from being the best friend
no,
of John
10:50.
McCain to
My bad.
basically Donald Trump's biggest supporter in the Senate.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
Democrats have kept the House.
Obama first got elected, I think he was Rahm Emanuel's best friend. I mean, he was the Republican you like to work with. He was.
Well, that's a good
but
sign that Democrats
hitched
kept the
himself-
House.
He hitched himself to Donald Trump thoroughly and totally. After calling Trump a racist, he attacked Trump in the most vicious terms during that
Hold on
Republican
one second.
primary
I'll be right
and
back.
Turned right around.
Watch
and,
this.
You know, Jamie Harrison was able to raise presidential
Watch this while I'm
level
gone.
money in a Senate race. But
I
not
might
enough to
literally
win in
put my
South
PJs
Carolina.
on right now, at least my
And Mary
pajama
Bruce,
pants.
Lindsey Graham
Actually,
was
let me
such
do
a
that.
key player in the confirmation of both Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court.
He is the chairman of the powerful Judiciary Committee. Lindsey Graham just got a very big win in the confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett, but it was yet another example of the really just astounding 180 that Lindsey Graham has done in recent years. Of course, he came out in the end of Obama's term saying he would absolutely never consider a Supreme Court nominee this close to a presidential election. He went back on that promise, of course, leading the charge on the Hill to get Amy Coney Barrett confirmed. Lindsey Graham has really gone from being one of the president's opponents, one of his fiercest foes, to being his absolute top ally on the Hill. I can tell you, anyone who covers Capitol Hill knows in Washington, if you want to know what the president is thinking, you go and find Lindsey Graham in the basement of the Capitol. And he is not hard to find because often it works the other way around, too. If he wants the president to know what's happening on the Hill, he often comes and finds us to telegraph through the media. It has been just a remarkable run for Lindsey Graham, and I think it was one of the reasons, of course, why you saw Jamie Harrison raising so much money. Lindsey Graham was pummeled in this race by ads for his flip-flopping on his positions. And when it comes to the president, Jamie Harrison raising that astounding $57 million. That is presidential level money, but ultimately not enough. Lindsey Graham, it appears, will continue to be the president's top ally, closest friend on Capitol Hill.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Chris Christie, now the Senate battle is going to come down to North Carolina, Iowa, and Maine.
Yeah, and the Republicans have to win 2 of the 3 there. And I think they're in good shape to do it. I continue to hear from North Carolina Republican leadership. They're getting more and more confident as the night goes on that Tom Tillis is going to win a narrow race there and that the president will win the electoral votes. And in Iowa, spoke to a couple of Republican leaders there who think that Joni Ernst is going to be in good shape tonight.
We are going to keep an eye on it. We're going to be back in just a minute. Some of our stations are going to go to the late local news right now, but our election coverage continues in just a moment.
B&H, how can I help you?
B&H is here. From our homes to yours, as your collaborators, creative partners, and problem solvers.
What type of photography do you do? It's actually a very good choice.
I've got a great mic that'll work perfect for that.
As always, we're here to help with all your plans, projects, inklings, and endeavors. With 47 years of creative expertise.
Oh, cool. You're setting up a live stream DJ set? Okay, I can help you with that.
So click, chat, or call us.
Sure, call back anytime.
Happy to walk you through it.
B&H, your creative partner since 1990.
All about. This is ABC News Live, the 24/7 streaming news source from ABC News. Breaking news, live events, streaming nonstop, original breakthrough storytelling.
Tory for president. I'm here for it. This? Oh, I forgot. I gotta use this. Did anybody text me? No. Should I care? No. I did not eat all the snacks that I bought. Oh, Joe Biden won another state. What is it? They calling Arizona? They're giving him Arizona? Oh, tits McGee. Where am I right now? Love this guy. Let's see. Fuck. Why is it doing that?
Continues
there it is.
Here on NBC.
Maybe ABC has the new closings?
You know, one of the president's opponents, one of his fiercest foes, to being his absolute top ally on the Hill. I can tell you, anyone who covers Capitol Hill knows in Washington, if you want to know what the president is thinking, you go and find Lindsey Graham in the basement of the Capitol. And he is not hard to find because often it works the other way around, too. If he wants the president to know what's happening on the Hill, he often comes and finds us to telegraph through the media. It has been just a remarkable run for Lindsey Graham, and I think it was one of the reasons, of course, why you saw Jamie Harrison raising so much money. Lindsey Graham was pummeled in this race by ads for his flip-flopping on his positions. And when it comes to the president,
oh yeah, Biden's taking Cali.
Astounding $57 million. That is presidential level money, but ultimately not enough. Lindsey Graham, it appears, will continue to be the president's
California?
top ally, closest friend on Capitol Hill.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Chrissy, now the Senate battle is going to come down to North Carolina, Iowa, and Maine.
Yeah.
Very important breaking news. In a half hour, I will be joining Sam Cedar. We will be simul-streaming, and that'll be a very, very important event. Okay, new calls. Washington, Oregon, and California have been called exactly as predicted. Washington, Oregon, and California. What else? 209 to 112, 209. Oh, and Trump got something. Idaho, putting us at 209 to 112.
Idaho or Idaho?
Still, reminder for everybody panicking, we're at a 35% panic level, but everything so far has gone exactly as I had on my map. There has been no departure whatsoever. I know people are worried about North Carolina and Pennsylvania. There is a lot still to count there. There is a lot still to count. Philadelphia, Allentown, and Pittsburgh have stopped counting for the evening. They've stopped counting for the evening. It's a totally different ballgame at this point in time because of the dynamics of this election during a pandemic. So it is not. We'll go crazy when we have to go crazy. You know, when it becomes clear, if it becomes clear that Donald Trump will have another inauguration, then we can panic. For the time being, I don't see any point. I don't see any point. Some people calling North Carolina done. It's only 1.4. It's only 1.4, and a lot of this stuff on reporting is based on an expectation of mail-in ballots. I just think we have to wait. The AP has been doing this very well so far, and I am on the side of the AP at this point in time. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on in Wisconsin. That is important.
Wisconsin looks really tight, 43% in. None of the early vote yet, right? And these are states
none
that
of the
we
early
don't
vote.
expect
Okay.
to see much of the early vote tonight, but I just wanted to show you that. Pennsylvania, another one, just to show you again. It's almost, there's a little bit of early vote. We know some counties are going to do it, but it's almost all the yellow is today's vote. So that's something I think is worth letting you know about here. But let's take a look at Arizona. I want to take a look at the states that we're all waiting on here. Didn't mean to be in that county. Here we have maintaining there a 200,000 vote lead, waiting for 25% of the state. But this is all early. And, you know, I've had people go, how come you guys aren't calling it? Or that seems to be a big lead. And it's like, we want to see some of today's vote. Right, this is all in the mail. We want to see some of today's vote.
Wow,
I think that's
not so good.
Let me take you to Georgia here, because we're starting
it's
to
not.
finally get some real numbers in, 62%. We still have a lot of vote in and around Atlanta. All right, just Gwinnett County, only 17% reporting. And let's take you to DeKalb, 24% reporting. Fulton, only 43. Cobb, 54. So as you see, some of the outer suburbs are reporting in here. So I think we all want to wait to see what does this race look like when at least half the Atlanta vote and the Atlanta suburban vote is in. That's not yet in. And just to give you a quick update on North Carolina.
It's way too close.
In some of these places, we're still waiting for the same vote. I was at 84% in Greensboro.
White
Guilford
cheddar
County,
Cheeto, I'm
the
dead.
last time we checked in on this.
Yeah,
But
Trump
the
just got
presidency
Florida.
has expanded as more of the rural counties come in.
Indeed.
I have to say, Jason Miller said that they were going to win the state by 75,000. He thought right now they have a 73,000 vote lead. But again, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I think Biden might cut this, but not quite make it. But again, really not good news the way this is going on the Senate side of things.
Let's get an update as to the total popular vote right now with the addition of those West Coast states.
I don't care.
It's challenging in this time of coronavirus, but thank you for joining us virtually here this evening so that I can praise you for retaining our House Democratic majority. Under your leadership, Madam Chair, we have held the House, and now after all the votes are counted, we'll see how much better we will do than that. We are in a situation
Biden took Oregon.
where some of the states have just said we're not counting anymore until tomorrow morning.
What comment wins the night?
Of course, the West Coast has not chimed
What did Mary
in
Jo
yet.
say?
So there's more to come. Our
But I'm
race
alive.
This time was all about
What
healthcare.
happened?
This was vote your health.
What burns?
We had
Oh,
that
God.
In the last election, our
Ohio's red.
Fear the People agenda was we're going to lower healthcare costs by lowering the cost of prescription drugs, preserving pre-existing conditions.
The
It
comment
became
wins the night. Oh.
the issue of the 2018 election under the leadership of the policy committee that Congress.
Yeah, we know Joe Biden
took
took Washington.
Co-chair of then, carrying that message into this election because it is of concern to the American people. It is amplified by the coronavirus. So our purpose in this race was to win so that we could protect the Affordable Care Act and that we could crush the virus, that we could stop the spread of it, that we could reward our workers who risk their lives to save lives and now might be losing their jobs, and that we can put money in the pockets of the American people.
There
So
it
I'm
is.
very, very proud of the fact that tonight, relatively early, we are able to say that we have held the House. It is something quite spectacular because
There's House Speaker Nancy Pelosi claiming victory in the House tonight. Democrats will retain control of the House. Cecilia Vega, sorry about that. We interrupted you. Finish your thought on Arizona.
Thank you, George.
Cecilia Vega, go fuck yourself. We interrupted
and
you.
The impact on Latino communities,
but
and as we've seen
you
in
can
polling
speak
heading
now.
into today, COVID is among the top issues of concern as Latinos head to the polls, as well as the economy and healthcare. But what we saw time and time again from President Trump in multiple visits to this state, and he made very many 2020 and this campaign, the Trump campaign particularly, was heavily focused on Arizona. This is a state they do want to win. They were focused, one of the messages that they kept hitting over and over again
God bless you,
was
Teresa.
immigration, because of the state's location along the border there. And,
wow.
and he talked about the wall repeatedly and repeated.
You don't like Pelosi?
It's
not my favorite.
Not paying for
Definitely not my favorite.
Citizens are paying for the wall. And as we've seen in the polling heading into today, immigration is very far low on the list of issues that are important to Americans heading into Election Day. And when you talk to Republicans in Washington and on Capitol Hill specifically, they get very frustrated with the president's continual focus on this issue, because it's not one that is necessarily a winning argument for their base heading into the election.
How do we not have Ohio or Pennsylvania?
In states like Arizona to focus on COVID.
Pennsylvania's going to take a while. How do we not have Ohio called?
Was a message that he drilled in on time and time again.
Cecilia Vega, thanks very much. Lindsay Davis, it's a recurring theme of the night. This election defined in many ways by the pandemic.
Sure. You know, going into tonight, I think that one big question that loomed large was how were Americans going to respond to this increase in infections? Were they going to see that as a failure of the Trump administration and then vote for Joe Biden, or were they going to stick with the president despite the surge?
Trump has Ohio,
people
yeah.
died today of coronavirus, and yet when we're looking at the map, we really don't see that much has changed as far as the way people
right, he's missing a finger. What the fuck?
Yet, but we haven't seen a lot of change from how people cast their votes in 2016. There really couldn't be much more daylight between these two candidates as far as how they've said.
Well, yeah, I want to take that to Jen Ashton, because Jen, we've seen all through this campaign such different visions on how to handle the pandemic from Joe Biden and from Donald Trump, as the entire country, basically more than 42 states, are in the grip of this second wave.
Absolutely, George. And we heard Dr. Deborah Birx in an internal White House memo citing that we're going into the most dire period of the pandemic to date. She is expecting to see 100,000 cases a day in the next week. And we have seen different
what are the numbers on Fox?
When it comes to testing, we have seen some missteps. We've seen a series of broken down communications and mistrust in the biggest and most powerful public health organizations we have, the CDC, the FDA, the World Health Organization. And to circle back to the state of Arizona, you know, to pick up on what Cecilia and Lindsay have said, we have seen from the beginning of this pandemic, while it did not start the racial and ethnic disparities that exist in medicine and healthcare, it's certainly put
California is a
spotlight.
blue state.
And when you look at the state of Arizona, one population, George, that we have not
they still have either early votes
American
or today
Indians
votes.
and Alaskan natives.
Who got chili in their eye?
Disproportionate effect of this pandemic, this virus. They represent 4% of the Arizona population, 12% of deaths. This is a population, George, that 30 to 40% of residents do not have running water in their homes. So when you talk about battling this virus, it's not just about the vaccine and therapeutics. It's very widespread.
David Muir, what are we seeing in the exit polls about all this? We have national exit polls.
We do now, yeah. That's right, George. And just to pick up on Lindsay's point that there could not be more daylight between President Trump and Joe Biden in how they put themselves forward as how they would deal with this pandemic moving forward. Joe Biden saying, I can't flip a switch and fix things, but we do have to address the virus before we can address the economy. But look at this. This is the first time we're going to be able to do this, 11 p.m. Eastern. So if containing COVID, the pandemic, was the way you voted today over rebuilding the economy, and look at this, 51% to 42% in the exit polling. When you break that down, Joe Biden, 80% to Donald Trump's 18%, if the most important issue to you was containing COVID-19. Now, if the most important issue was opening the country, getting the economy going again, it's almost the complete opposite. 76% with Donald Trump, 22% with Joe Biden.
And the country is so split on that.
The breakdown, Joe Biden leading.
Here's what I don't understand. Maybe I'm a little slow, but
55 to 40, and among women in the country,
he only needs 63 more to win, right? But it's hard to get that 63, I think.
49% Donald Trump, 48% Joe Biden. And what we're seeing so far in these states with such close races is that not only is the country divided, but many of these key battleground states are divided right down the middle.
No question about that, Martha Raddatz. COVID is something that came up consistently in all your travels across the country.
So this can be a draw.
It sure did, George. But I have to say that I was surprised when I crossed the country, and it was almost like people are done with it. It was very blue
Wait,
state,
who
red
only needs
state.
63 more to win?
Masks in blue states. They were not wearing masks en masse in red states. So
Donald
people
Trump?
would talk about it. But I think in so many ways, there are so many bigger issues, especially to the Trump voters. I mean, remember, we have to remember, they're voting for an incumbent now. In 2016, it was, we don't want to vote for a Washington guy. He's something new. He's a businessman. But they're voting on his record now. And that record is COVID. That record is the economy. That record is immigration and race relations. So they've made a decision, those Trump voters, that they like what Donald Trump has done in these last 4 years.
Here's the thing. LGBTQ rights have absolutely been voted upon under this administration. Transgender rights have been infringed upon when it comes to the military. There have been small victories for the Republican Party. I don't even want to say Republicans. There have been small victories for Trump in passing laws that allow discrimination against gay people in the workplace, or that don't require jobs and workplace environments to protect their LGBTQ employees. So absolutely, this administration has 100% passed laws against the LGBTQ that have hit the LGBTQ communities. They're just not spoken about a lot. We can look it up. LGBTQ Trump's record. Pence himself. Trump's record. Donald Trump. The real list of Trump's unprecedented steps. This is as of June 11th. Fuck you. For the LGBTQ community. Trump's persistent attacks against the LGBTQ community after the RNC claims he's taken unprecedented steps in support of the community. Well, again, there's a lot of gaslighting that comes from that side. The Human Rights Campaign, is that what it is? President Alfonso David, the RNC, is hallucinating and advancing misleading and disingenuous rhetoric, which is what they always do. Trump has taken many unprecedented steps, but those steps have been to undermine and eliminate rights protecting LGBTQ people, not empower us, appointing a small handful of gay people. Not only Amy Coney Barrett, is that her name? Is not going to vote in the Supreme Court for gay people. It's just not going to happen. It's just not happening. So he's already opposition to the Equality Act. Despite support from almost every segment of the U.S. population and a majority of Republicans, President Trump opposed the Equality Act. In May, the House passed the Equality Act, voting to guarantee critical non-discrimination protections for LGBTQ people, among other crucial rights. Trump opposed it, appointing the anti-LGBTQ judges. Right. The Supreme Court judges are not for gay marriage. If it comes back up in the Supreme Court, it is a very high possibility that something could happen. He joked about Pence's desire to hang LGBTQ people. So even his rhetoric in 2017, Trump joked about Vice President Pence's anti-gay agenda, saying, "Don't ask that guy. He wants to hang them all." Haha, that's funny. That's your fucking vice president, you moron. Ugh. Let's see. He created a hostile work environment for LGBTQ federal employees. According to Politico, the Trump administration fostered a climate where 6 staffers who are LGBT described removing their wedding rings before coming to work in the morning, taking down photos of their partners and families, or ultimately finding new jobs further away from... Need I fucking say more? Need I say more? I need not say more. Anyway.
Down here on the border with South Carolina, Robson, this is one that we were taking a close look at. He's actually doing much better there. So in the rural areas, it looks like the Trump team has been able to drive out their voters.
Okay, Tom Yamas, thank you very much. We're going to take another quick break. We have a long night ahead. We'll be right back.
The Senate spots are split down the fucking middle too. Jesus Christ. There's discrimination clause, but it's LGBTQ is not in writing. Plus, in some states, it's still okay to terminate for any reason. Right.
I've been quested to bring this one back.
Right. Trump's second term, what another 4 years would mean. No. How LGBTQ legal rights and protections have shifted. This is kind of old. At the heart of this, I'm gonna hit me your mother's titty. I don't feel like reading all of that. The absurd claim that Trump is the most pro-gay president in American history. Right. President Trump is the most pro-gay president in American history. I can prove it. Richard Grenell, former acting director of National Intelligence. Grenell's a longtime spinmeister who, under President Trump, became a controversial ambassador to Germany. Great. Wonderful for him. Joe Biden certainly didn't congratulate the appointment or even acknowledge it. I have no energy to even read that right now. None whatsoever. Fucking A, man. He's not LGBTQ friendly. He doesn't think about us whatsoever. He has done nothing for us. And while we can still get married to one another, it is definitely up for grabs under Trump's presidency. Under his Supreme Court. Woo! His Supreme Court picks. Rebecca Georgia is one of those stated. And we're trying to prove discrimination on my wife and my employer since they terminated her and have taken my position and not let me return to work after release. What the fuck? Boston. Wait, Boston? Freezing? Hey, Tori, first time here from TikTok. What's up? What's up, Cheyenne? How are you? You know, we're just chilling, watching the election results.
Miami-Dade County in Florida, and the big question is that indicative of a polling error in other parts of the country, or is it isolated to South Florida? The fact that Biden has won New Hampshire, for example, might make you say, well, actually, it's part of Florida, but maybe not a problem elsewhere. The fact that Arizona looks okay for Biden. So, look, it's going to be a long night. I think we're in a scenario now where we're talking about this might take days to get resolved. But still, how much is that an isolated incident in Florida versus a national polling problem kind of like we saw in 2016?
Yeah, and we still don't know how the popular vote is going to come in. Of course, we expect to see millions and millions of votes coming in from the Pacific West Coast, especially California.
Yeah, I mean, Biden will probably win the popular vote, but that doesn't make you president. And so, you know, I mean, look, it feels a little bit like 2016, but also a bit like 2018, where Florida went very badly for Democrats, but they had a good night in the end of the day. The fact that in different corners of the country, the fact that New Hampshire went for Biden and Arizona looks okay for Biden would give Democrats quite a bit of hope, I would think. But, you know, if they lose Pennsylvania, then we probably have a second term for Trump. So it's going to take a long time to know what happens in Pennsylvania, what happens in Wisconsin, what happens in Michigan. we'll know more about Arizona probably by, you know, 2 or 3 in the morning tonight. But it's going to be
2 or 3 in the morning.
While here.
Well, and we should just emphasize that. We said it at the beginning of the night. We'll say it again right now. We have to have patience. We have to wait until all the votes are counted. We know it's going to take some time to count the votes in Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin. It is looking increasingly clear that we are not going to know who the next president of the United States will be tonight, and we're just going to have to be patient as we go through this process in the coming hours and perhaps the coming days. Let's take another look at the state of Georgia right now. 67% of the expected vote is in, and Tom Yamas, Donald Trump appears to have a fairly healthy lead right now.
Yeah, we're talking about 340,000 votes, and I want to show you.
Why are we even watching this if they don't even know the fucking true results?
Vote in the state of Georgia. So we talked about the spread, almost 400,000 votes. Donald Trump's holding what he needs to hold. The swing counties he took from the Democrats 4 years ago, he's winning again. Places like Peach County. We wanted to look at Peach County because
Peach Cobbler County.
They got peaches there, but it also has a good breakdown in the state. They have 50% white, 44% African American. It's a place that Donald Trump won 4 years ago, and he's holding on to the same lead. But this was a county that Barack Obama also won. The big question, George, and this is maybe for other people on the panel, but the big question is, can they find those 300,000 votes in this area? That's what's going to need to happen, because in the rural areas, in northern Georgia, southern Georgia, the Piedmont area, Donald Trump is winning. His people are turning out. Are those 300,000 votes still there? We're going to have to wait and see. If we go into some of these counties, you know, like DeKalb, there's only 24% of the...
I'm going to leave it running live. Let's see what this guy's saying.
To call, I went to vote today because I live in a little sleepy town in Ohio.
Oh. No. Oh, Lord. Good night, Elaine. Peach cobblers. Are you bored? I am getting bored. It's intense, for sure. I'm in Florida. Emotions are definitely high. Yeah, honestly, Florida seemed pretty split down the middle. It seemed pretty close in Florida, which, like, doesn't normally happen. $207 for Biden. We're at right now. We're at 209 for Biden and 118 for Trump as of this electoral college map. See these fucking results, man. This is like ridiculous. And we don't have Pennsylvania yet. I feel like it is going to come down to Pennsylvania. Watch it be a complete draw right now. But not today, Satan. That's right. That's fucking right. I don't think we're going to know tonight, to be quite honest. I don't even think we're going to have an idea by 12. Like, I figured by 12, 1 o'clock, we'd have an idea of who won. But, like, I don't think so. I think we're going to know within the next coming couple of days. Which is fucking crazy.
Concerning to the Democrats. I see Donald Trump performing in these early returns quite well in places like Macomb County, which he won last time.
Yeah, no, we're definitely not going to know tonight.
Up numbers bigger than he did 4 years ago, and also in Kent County, Grand Rapids, which is where he held his very last rally of this campaign.
Juju Chang is in Michigan. Juju, tell us more about what you're hearing about how the counting is going, how long it's going to take.
Well, George, it will definitely be a marathon nail-biter here, but at least in Michigan, not as marathon as projected. The Secretary of State Benson said a short time ago in a press conference that she believes it will be fully tabulated within 24 hours. Now, they originally said it wouldn't be done until Friday, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that yesterday, unlike the other upper Midwestern states, they had 10 hours to process.
On a happy note, Tori, you're looking good. Not in a creepy way. You always look good, but I think you lost some weight. Oh, thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel very fat right now.
They were able to get to work, and they believe
very
they're
fat.
To work much faster. That said, they are also seeing record turnout in Detroit.
That's also in my head.
The NAACP's Reverend
we don't have Michigan yet, right?
They had 100 lawyers fanned out looking for voter intimidation, and what they ended up doing was spending a lot of time getting out the vote, bringing souls to the polls, as the Reverend told me. But at the same time, Republicans are also incredibly enthusiastic about their
night, Lisa.
Ground game. The party
Love you,
chair,
girl.
Laura Cox, told me that they had 9 million voter contacts during this season, that every time they were out canvassing, they never saw any Democrats, and they cannot tell you enough about the
that they were just informed, and we will definitely know within 24 hours.
Every time there are these giant rallies,
possibly,
so many of
possibly
which took
12.
place in the battleground state of Michigan. And George, don't get me started on the
Aw, thank you,
signs,
Angela.
but, you know, you see
thank
them
you.
all
I
over.
appreciate that.
You're in a battleground in these suburbs when there's a Biden
I'm currently
on
the chunky bus.
I went to a Trump
Stop it.
meeting, a packed room,
I feel
and the
disgusting
organizer
right
said,
now.
how many of you have had your lawn sign stolen or vandalized? And almost the entire room's hand went up. It says something about just how tense the battleground is here out in the suburbs, George.
It sure does. I want to go to Mary Bruce right now. Mary, you picking up any concern in the Biden camp, picking up what John Carl was saying about the way the votes are coming in Michigan and how they're coming in?
The read from inside the Biden campaign right now is urging caution and patience. They say, look, they are feeling fine, and that is because this was expected. They knew that many of these key states, especially the blue wall states, were going to take some time.
What does that mean, the blue wall?
There has been a bit of a shift in tone, given the real enthusiasm, the real confidence that we were hearing from members of the Biden team heading into tonight. Now you hear more the words hopeful, optimistic, but they were really bullish earlier earlier in the night. Now, not so much of that. But, George, I have to tell you, behind me, they have started to bring in the cars here to this drive-in rally. If I'm really trying to pick at the tea leaves here, not sure what that means about whether we may or may not see Joe Biden later tonight. But, of course, he sort of changed his tune there, saying he may actually not speak until tomorrow.
But perhaps they will be ready for him to speak. We're going to keep an eye on that. And, of course, we're going to be here as long as the votes are being counted tonight. We're going to take another quick break.
He does not look happy about that. Can we just talk about it?
187 electoral votes. Donald Trump 114 electoral votes. It's a close one.
Can I just say, these people have got to be on cocaine. There's no way. There's no way these newscasters, these news anchors, George Stephanopoulos has got to be snorting cocaine. Because I don't know how he's not falling asleep in his chair. What does that mean, though, Chrissy? There's no way. I've had 2 cups of coffee today, and I'm fucking watching this like, you know? Or drink it. No. I don't. I think it's beyond. I can't chill. I can't chill. I had 2 cups of coffee. Those are states we were expected to go blue. Okay. If those states go blue, as expected, then we can pretty much pack it in. Joe Biden won. Did you put sugar in it? No. I use creamer. He never ages. Yeah, he stays the same. He absolutely does stay the same. Everything will all go backwards. No protection. Well, I painted my nails to relax. They say weeks, maybe. What? I'm saying, though, I had coffee and I'm sitting here. Like, I drank coffee just so that I could stay up and watch this, and I'm fucking tired right now. To the point that I might have another cup of coffee. And here's George Stephanopoulos. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Looking like he just woke up in the morning. Did I hit 200,000 yet? That's a good question. I haven't checked. I don't think so. I fucking doubt it. With the way TikTok has been going lately. Highly fucking doubt it. I'm at 199.2.
What's up, everybody?
Right. Election night, baby. That's the collagen regulating your sleep patterns. I think so, to be quite honest. I really do. The collagen be fucking working.
Because the Supreme Court actually left wide open the possibility that it might take another look at this case after the election. And we don't know yet. And it's important, I think, to note that Justice Amy Coney Barrett is now in place, and there's a question about whether she might participate, which would, of course, give an additional vote when the court comes to considering this late arrival.
They're going to overturn Roe versus Wade.
Abrams as well, because we all remember 2000 Florida. If it's
this guy ages. He looks like Voldemort.
As well, if you have recounts and have to have the ballots counted.
Tell me he doesn't look like Voldemort with hair
the existing ballots and then the
and a nose.
In a close race of recounts, and the court's getting involved in that.
Right. We've said in our room here, the legal room, we're only relevant if this thing is close. This thing is now close. And so as a result, the lawyers are all on speed dial. There's no question that there are going to be some form of legal challenges. We don't know exactly how real they will be, how significant, but Pennsylvania could become critical here. And as you point out, not just with regard to the 3 days of ballot counting, because there may not be that many votes in those 3 days. I think you could argue that the more critical question is going to be
Draco
exactly how
Malfoy,
they're
that's a good
counting,
one.
the variety
That's a good
of
one,
votes,
Patricia.
the signatures matching, etc. And I think that those could be the critical questions here, even more than that 3-day window.
Okay, and Terry Moran, we saw how that played out in Florida in 2000.
We did, and one of the big questions here is how much will this conservative supermajority that is now in the Supreme Court defer to state Supreme Courts that find under state constitutions that these ballots should be counted, or will they reach into those states and federalize the question, decide it for themselves?
Okay, many questions ahead. We'll see if we get to them.
Oh, God.
We'll be right back.
God dang it. Let's check our real time.
No wonder you're struggling to sleep. Have you seen your current sleep mask? It doesn't fully block out the light.
Shut up.
Meet the prince, pretending to be...
Waiting for Voldemort to come back. You have to go to the email account. Yeah. If we get Arizona and Pennsylvania, we win. Yeah, but it's just getting Arizona and Pennsylvania. That's the fucking hard part. It looks like we're on par to get Arizona, which is great. Well, no, those are the early votes. So Arizona could be really fucking close. Oh, God. Lord. Let's see what the Senate race looks like. Democrats are losing the Senate too. Okay. What is wrong with this country? We took the House. We have the House, so I don't understand. This is not up to date. This isn't up to date. I would be absolutely floored if we didn't get Arizona. Arizona had 75% in already. Yeah, but I think they said... Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I don't know. One thing I learned from the 2016... Sorry for yelling. You yelled? One thing I learned, Joe Biden just went ahead for electoral and popular votes. Yo, what does that mean? Oh, it's back on. All I know is if I learned anything from the 2016 election, it is to not get my hopes up or count my chickens before they hatch.
Electoral votes so far, at least according to ABC News, every state that
Fox News
won in 2016
said we won Arizona.
In 2020, same goes Donald Trump, repeating his wins in the red states.
Get the fuck out of here.
Battleground states still out there right now. Let's take a look at some of them, starting with the state of Florida. And there, with 94% of the vote in, Donald Trump has a relatively healthy lead, Tom Yamas.
Yeah, he does,
Tommy
George.
Yamas.
And I think when we look at Florida at this hour, it's
Oh,
really
look,
just some
look.
simple math.
Voldemort.
And
Oh,
I'll
no, it
walk you
wasn't
through it.
Voldemort.
When we talk about the vote difference right now, plus 5 million, so huge turnout in Florida.
I'm freezing.
We have to
Hold on, I gotta
acknowledge
put my
that.
sweatshirt
We're talking
on.
about
I'm
a
cold.
400,000 voter gap, right? I told you 4 years ago, Hillary Clinton comes out of Miami-Dade County with a 300,000 plus advantage. What happened tonight? Let's go to Miami-Dade County. And look at this, George. We're talking about less than 100,000 difference right there. This entire state, you could bank it on this one county right here. Republicans were able to make inroads with voters there. Donald Trump, even though he lost, he actually won.
Okay, David Muir, what are we seeing in the exit polls in
A couple
Florida?
of the really key things, George. Let's laser in on the Latino vote in Florida. As you can see, look at this. Joe Biden got 52% of the Latino vote to 47% for Donald Trump. If that number holds and bears out at the end of the night, that's a significant number for Donald Trump, not only with Cuban Americans, but perhaps gaining on some of the numbers we saw 4 years ago with the Latino vote. And look at this. We asked seniors, particularly in the I-4 corridor and other parts of Florida, whether or not they'd been affected by the pandemic. They were concerned when they would be able to hug their grandchildren, as Lindsay Davis talked about earlier in the evening. 52% of seniors in Florida, according to the the exit polls tonight supported Donald Trump to 47% for Joe Biden.
Okay,
and less popular votes, but still matters. Wait, what
Again,
happened?
Pull it up right there. Still
I had to take my
75%
bra
expected
off.
vote in,
Actually, I wear a binder.
54-45
Americans
right there
disappoint me.
for
How could
Joe
this be
Biden
so
with a big
close?
lead there. We see that
Yeah.
Mark Kelly also has a lead there. Not much new coming in the count yet.
No,
Tom. We do
ma'am, no
expect more
chicken
tonight.
counting
Not
allowed.
yet, but one more data point we haven't
They
talked
win
about
based
yet.
on
It's a
both
county that's
votes from
sandwiched in
electoral
between
and less
Maricopa
popular
and
vote, but
Tucson,
still.
right? Pinal County right here. This was the county
so
that
sad that
swung
they
the
do
biggest
this
for Trump
because
4
it's big
years ago, was where he was
community
most
laws, I
popular. And look at his numbers down. He's down 7 points
Sad
right
in
there
my
in a
heart.
very tight race.
Biden
in a very
only
tight election.
47
you
to
can't be down 7
270.
points anywhere. It's just one sign, but the big headline,
Go get a
George,
coffee,
so
I
far
should,
coming in,
right?
77% of the vote in, and Joe Biden is up in a very big way in Maricopa County. This is Phoenix. This is Scottsdale, Mesa area. He's doing very well right there. This is the surprise
right
of the night
now,
so far in Maricopa County. Look,
it
Donald Trump had
is.
underperformed from Mitt Romney. Democrats thought Republicans were vulnerable there. They went in, and right now they're on
43
top.
degrees.
Okay, let me bring in Nate Silver back
in
again as
New
we
York.
pull up and look in Michigan, Wisconsin,
So it's
and
fucking cold.
Pennsylvania again.
Gotta
those
be
states
close to
still
that.
coming
Yeah,
in.
43.
Let's talk about the possible paths now for Biden and Trump.
Okay,
Very
I
similar
like
to
when
what
this
we
guy
saw
comes
first
on.
of all in
He gives me
2016.
hope.
Yeah, so if we can speculate a bit. So what happens if Donald Trump wins Florida, wins Ohio, wins North Carolina, but then Biden wins Arizona? We actually think it's a decent map for Joe Biden. He's about an 85% favorite. There is also a chance of electoral college tie. But Trump, if he loses Arizona, he could actually win Pennsylvania and then get to 269 or 268. That would not be enough. It could come down to the 2nd Congressional District in Omaha, Nebraska, or the one in upstate Maine. So if Arizona goes Biden, that really reverses not all the bad news Democrats got earlier in the evening, but makes Trump an underdog again.
Well, and then, let's picking up what John Carl was saying about Michigan. This is pure speculation at this point, but we're just trying to figure out
Okay,
what
so
different maps
according
might
to
look
Fox
like.
News,
if the Democrats win Arizona, Joe Biden holds Pennsylvania, but Donald Trump gets Michigan. They have only 16 electoral votes to Pennsylvania's 20.
Pennsylvania is bigger, and 20 votes in Pennsylvania versus 16 in Michigan or 10 in Wisconsin, that can make a difference some of the time, right? There's a lot we don't know. Nevada could be in play, probably not. Georgia, I think, is not going to be called tonight. So there are other scenarios, but we are looking at a lot of photo finishes, and in a photo finish, Arizona becomes a pretty important state.
You mentioned Nevada, and I wonder, Tom, if we can. I'm
if he has Arizona, it's looking pretty good.
In the state of Nevada right now, they're going to take time because they have all the early vote, and we just don't have anything coming in on that yet. So let's go back to Wisconsin. Deb Roberts, I want to go to you in Wisconsin right now. What are you hearing about the possibility of when the count will be continued there and when it will be finished?
This is exhausting.
George, I got to tell you, there's good news, bad news. The good news is it seems to be going very well. All of those absentee mail-in ballots, about 2 million of them, they're being processed very well. The Wisconsin Election Commission head, Megan Wolf, said that they're processing very well. But then she said she probably will give another news conference about 11:30 in the morning. So I'll probably be here right on time for Good Morning America. Now, the one thing that is sort of interesting, and you've talked a lot about this tonight, is those ballots probably will reflect a very tight race. Wisconsinites seem to just have this love-hate or like-hate relationship with the president. On the one hand, they just don't like him. More than 50% think that he's not doing a good job. 56% don't like how he's handling the pandemic. I talked to a guy in line today, and he said he would have swum through a lake of alligators to get there to vote because he wanted to support Biden, and he just didn't like where the country is going. But then I spoke with another voter who said, I'm worried about health care, and this is in a state that is dealing with the COVID virus. But then he said, I think I'm going to support the president, or I just supported the president. So Wisconsinites are very mixed here, and I think it's going to be a long night, a long morning. And, the polls show that Biden is up, but it's going to be very, very tight here. I think Wisconsinites just aren't sure what they think. The president's been here 6 times. Joe Biden came here 3 times. He was here in Kenosha last night. He projects strength, and they seem to like that in spite of the fact that they don't like him.
Deb Roberts, thanks. Let me go to Eva Pilgrim in
Jesus
Pennsylvania
Christ.
for the same question. What are you hearing about how the count is going, how long it's likely to take?
Well, sort of like what Deb just said, some good news and some bad news. They say that the counting is going smoothly. Originally, they thought that we would have the majority of those mail-in ballots counted by Friday, but we just heard a little bit earlier tonight from the Philadelphia City Commissioners, and they were saying that they originally thought that they were going to be able to do about 32,000 ballots an hour. That's just not happening. They're saying right now they're doing about 10,000 per hour. They've done about 75,000 votes, mail-in ballots so far tonight. They've estimated they have about 350,000 to count. We're supposed to hear from them again at about midnight to give us an update. That's the next kind of ballot drop number that we're expecting to hear from them. But
at midnight.
Here's the thing. It's just going to take
Night,
a
Teresa.
long time. I've heard you say this tonight repeatedly, George. People are just going to have to be
Yes, the
patient.
mail-ins are
This is a
mostly
slow
for
process.
Biden.
Here
Absolutely.
in Pennsylvania, I mean, there's like 2.5 million mail-in ballots that came in. This is a state that's never done early voting for all voters that wanted to take advantage of it. This is a first-time process, and it's going to take some time. The governor spoke earlier tonight asking everyone to
Hey,
just have
Jay,
their
thanks for
patience.
posting me on
They are
Instagram.
doing the best that they can. People are working around the clock, as we're seeing here in Philadelphia, but it is going to take time. They want to make sure this count is accurate, George.
Which is the most important thing for them to do right now.
Yeah.
Eva Pilgrim, thanks very much.
It is.
We can project 2 more states right now. The state of New Mexico is going to go to Joe Biden. State of New Mexico, and it's 5.
Wasn't New
electoral
Mexico
votes.
already
Hillary
called?
Clinton won it by 8 points in 2016. Joe Biden will win it tonight. And the state of Idaho, it's 4 electoral votes. No surprise there. Going to go to Donald Trump. He won the state by 32 points in 2016. I want to go to the table right now. And Sarah Fager, let me start with you. We're coming up on midnight now.
Yeah.
On the East Coast. Is the night going as you expected? What's the surprise?
I work at
What should we be
disability
looking
law.
for
I know
ahead?
much about
I think the night's
fibromyalgia.
going
They
better
won't
than I
listen.
expected.
For Republicans.
What-
For Republicans.
I know
Yeah,
it's
mean,
like
I was in
chronic
the camp
pain,
where I
right?
thought Joe
Fibro?
Biden was going to win this, and it is far from clear that he is going to win this election. And the president seems to be doing much better in the upper Midwest. Now, again, we don't know exactly what vote is in. It may be heavily election day vote, but clearly in some of those counties, the president is overperforming, and even overperforming what he did in 2016. So I think this is going to be a nail biter.
Rob?
I think the way I look at it is every state to date has performed like they did, not changing. There wasn't really a move in the sense that some people thought there was this.
For somebody who's
except for
missing a
Arizona.
finger, he really talks a lot with his
The only state that
hands.
flipped so far is Arizona.
It hasn't flipped yet.
It hasn't flipped yet, but
It's going to tighten considerably.
It's going to tighten, but I'm going to go out on a limb then, given it's midnight, it's way past my bedtime, and say that those are numbers that are hard at this point for the president to break. That said, we have big numbers in Atlanta and Metro Atlanta, big numbers in the metro areas of the upper Midwest that are out. It's going to come down to those 4 states to make the determination, and we are going to be here every night Friday, so I look forward to seeing you every night. I mean, so we're going to be here right through, and I'm going to sit next to you, so we're going to be there. But it's going to be a while here, and I think what the problem is, what was your baseline is going to determine your mood. And it's, if you thought this was going to be a big tailwind, you go, oh boy, that was disappointing. As Nate said, the truth is, it hasn't been. It's actually, the states are doing exactly what they did.
It's also looking very good for Republicans to control the Senate. Joni Ernst is ahead. Tom Tillis is ahead. It's not done in North Carolina. The Georgia senators are ahead.
You just need to be patient. This is not a terrible way to end the night. No, it's not.
If Biden does pull this off, you're likely to keep control of the
Right.
United States
Yeah.
Senate.
Yeah.
People like a split power.
Why that finger?
And we will see at least one runoff. And
Bye, Tara Lee.
You don't want split power.
No,
Love
we
you.
don't. We want to take the whole darn thing, of course. I think a couple of big picture things I'm seeing is that the strategy to flip Republicans to Democrat didn't pan out. And so now we're all hoping that enough Democrats came out, particularly in urban centers and some suburban areas, to really carry the day. And I think that was the big surprise aha, I think, for a lot of us who were expecting, particularly with what happened at the convention and Lincoln Project, that all these Republicans were going to flip. But we're seeing Donald Trump win in big margins where he won before. So are there enough Democrats, particularly in these areas where we're seeing Joe Biden actually overperform Hillary Clinton in 2016? Will that be enough to carry the day?
Donald Trump's overperforming Donald Trump. And that's part of the problem for Democrats right now. And for Rob to say the evening's gone about as expected, it's not what I was hearing about 6 hours ago. Okay, so what we're seeing is that the president is enormously competitive in Wisconsin, where he was not supposed to be competitive according to the polls. He's competitive in Michigan, where he was not supposed to be competitive according to the polls. And he's winning in Florida and winning in North Carolina. And so, you know, I think it's going to come down to Pennsylvania. At the end of the day, I think if the president wins Pennsylvania, he's going to be reelected. And if he doesn't, he won't.
Matt Dowd.
Well, I'm going to go along with Ram on this one, because look at every single state and look at the polls. Really, if you fundamentally look at the polls, they're basically been in alignment, you know, give or take a point or two, been in alignment.
I can't
with
stand
what
Chris
we saw.
Christie.
We will soon find out a divergence.
Did he just say we will soon find out?
The first divergence from this is Arizona. And once Arizona diverges, I've looked at the data, it's almost impossible for Donald Trump to come back from where he's behind with what's left in there. And the other thing to look at is Michigan. Michigan is not as close as it looks right now. If you look at all of the numbers, all of those numbers that are in are almost all election day numbers. It's almost no absentee, which the Democrats were supposed to overperform in. And I still think North Carolina, there's a lot left to count, and there's a lot of mail left to count in North Carolina. So that race I don't think is over yet. But the first state that we see that switches is likely to be from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. And that's the most significant thing we're waiting on.
Heidi Heitkamp.
I totally agree with Ram and with Matt, but I think the story that we haven't talked about tonight, which is the popular vote. How much is Biden going to win the popular vote and still see this enormous challenge in the Electoral College? And that's going to reignite all of that dialogue again. If this is a 5-point win in the popular vote, I think that there's going to be a lot of challenges in this country holding the country together. 7 out of the 8 last elections won by Democrats in the popular vote. John Carr, you get the last word here.
Well, I think there are dangers out there for Joe Biden in Pennsylvania.
Why is that one arbitrary, that one random woman wearing a mask in the background?
In Ohio, Trumbull and Mahoning, in both these counties, Donald Trump seriously outperformed what he did 4 years ago. Now, that's in Ohio. Ohio's one state, but right on the other side, key counties.
That's good news, Amy. That is very good news.
All day, all night, perhaps all week long. We'll be right back.
I can't believe they even got 47% of their vote. Seriously. Right. You made it, Elaine. 56 million to 54 million popular vote is blue.
Your poor balls.
Oh, fucking shit.
Is what being live is all about.
Fucking hell.
This is ABC News Live.
All right. Still 209, 118. Let's see what this guy's got to say.
In violence, this is where that 17-year-old kid shot 3 people dead.
211 remaining.
Now,
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Again, that is a place.
Y'all are still here,
where,
yep.
Where you
getting fucking tired though. I might get off. I'm gonna get off in like 10 minutes because this is fucking exhausting, to say the very least. This is fucking exhausting. And I just feel like, what more is there to do? At this point, everything is a fucking waiting game. You know, we just have to wait and see what happens. There's nothing to do. Made friends with I really thought we'd get a good idea of who would win by now. But it's clear we have no idea who the fuck is going to win. Whatsoever. Kanye voted for himself. That sounds like a Kanye thing to do, Carmen. I was hoping too. I was hoping we'd know. We'd have like a closer tally. But these states are, I mean, according to, I mean, Texas is pretty much taken. Come on now. But like with Pennsylvania, not 20 points up for grabs right there. Donald Trump will probably take Ohio, but who knows? Pennsylvania, I don't even know, man. And Georgia's still up in the air. It's going to come down to, how is Florida still up in the air? Swing states. How are first results expected soon? Thanks. Oh, let's go back.
How long it's going to take.
Yeah, George, it's overwhelmingly likely that we're well into overtime in those states, particularly Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. We know that there's a lot of outstanding vote. In Georgia, it's primarily the urban counties. We've had some counting issues there, and we know that at some point they're going to basically have to resume tomorrow. And in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, election officials have been telling
Florida's
us for
freaking
weeks
me out too.
They're not going to be ready to have a complete vote count. In Wisconsin, we're expecting more information overnight. In Pennsylvania, though, it's going to be several days. I think it is now fair to assume that we're into an overtime scenario with several states on the line. I think North Carolina may be a little bit different, but the other four, they're all big states, George, are now very likely to head into tomorrow or beyond.
And we should also explain, it generally takes more time, not always, but it generally takes more time to check, verify, count a mail ballot than it does one made at the ballot box.
Exactly. You have to go one by one, and it's one of the ironies of this surge in early voting that it may actually force election officials to take a lot longer on the back end. They've been preparing for this for weeks. They have been warning about this possibility, and it is now a probability, or even more than that we're talking about having to wait a while to get this complete and accurate count. We know that at least on the Democratic side, there's
Fox said Biden took Arizona. So if you look on the map, if you keep going back to it, tells you how many electoral votes each state gives.
On the vote count. And keep in mind,
Arizona would take him up 11.
States, we're still looking at primarily
not a fan.
Day of vote, election day vote, which we know
There's
from
a lot
all
of
of
Latina.
the
I would think they would go blue.
Who? That heavily favors Donald Trump. So the Biden campaign is hoping to close that.
And again, you can't say this enough. I mean, we're also looking deep into where the vote is coming from. But both campaigns always expected the day of vote in those three states to favor Donald Trump.
Precisely. We knew that Joe Biden built up a lead in just about every state with any kind of early vote. Going into Election Day, the question was, can Donald Trump overcome that? And he has overperformed his margins in a bunch of states, and he has just about hit the expectations. There's a range of states, George, where it's almost uncanny, where talking to Democrats and Republicans both, they knew there were numbers that Donald Trump had to hit to be competitive, and he's there almost to a 1/10 of a percentage point.
Dan Abrams, thank you, Rick. Dan Abrams, we talked about this moments ago. You guys are getting more relevant by the minute. Just walk people through what to expect in the coming hours and days.
Well, look, I don't think anything in the coming hours apart from preparation, right? I think that what you're going to see in the next few hours is the legal teams gathering and sort of playing it out as to all the various possibilities that could occur. What happens if there's a fight in Pennsylvania? What happens if there's a fight in Michigan? What are the laws in Wisconsin? What are the recount laws? I mean, that's the first place we got to be looking at right now, which is the automatic recounts. For example,
I'm coming, Gina.
Within half a point, there's an automatic recount that will take place in the state. Those are going to be the first round of sort of legal issues. Round two is going to
Florida's
be,
a Trump state. Absolutely.
Now there's been a recount. Let's get down to the very specifics of ballot by ballot. But we're not there yet. So there's no question the lawyers are on hold. The lawyers are preparing. The lawyers are learning the laws, particularly in those three states. I'm sure they already know them, but they're going to be brushing up on the laws in those three states as they prepare for what could be litigation, getting down to the point of ballot by ballot in some of these states.
That's the point I wanted to bring to Kate Shaw. Remember back in 2000, it was Justice Scalia on his own who actually stopped the counting in the state of Florida.
That's right. You know, and obviously that's a nightmare scenario, that it all comes down to one state, and there's the possibility of the Supreme Court intervening in a state process, right? Remember, elections are typically run at the state and local level, right? That is the sort of design of our system. So it was, I mean, unusual doesn't even begin to count for it for the Supreme Court to essentially halt the state process in Bush versus Gore, and then ultimately, essentially, to hand the victory by, you know, stopping continuing counting to George W. Bush. So I don't think anyone, I think probably most, John Roberts, the Chief Justice wants to see a replay of that this time.
Kate
Fuck.
Shaw, thanks very much. We're going to take another
God
break.
damn
Some
it.
stations are going to leave us now for late local news. For the rest of the country, our coverage continues.
I wonder what time their coverage is continuing until. Fuck.
Want to have beautiful lashes in 1 minute or
No,
less?
I don't care about beautiful
Introducing
lashes.
you to the Glam That Lam-
Fuck off. Alright, I think I'm gonna go to fucking bed now. It's been 700 hours and nothing is happening. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go to bed. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Thank you. If this shit's still going on tomorrow, you might see a live stream from me. So stay tuned. And to everybody who's hung out, I promise. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Don't be sorry, G. Love you. Low turnout in major countries, counties in Ohio. But high and rural. I have so much to say, but it's not nice. Right. Thank you for hosting. Of course, I will be here. Good night, Abigail. Good night, Christina. Good night, Elizabeth. Consuela, good night. Thank you for hosting. Aw, you're so welcome, Candace. Night, Michelle. And thank you, Michelle, for this fucking chair. It's so comfortable. It's probably why I'm so tired right now. We'll soon find out. We will. We will soon find out, everybody. It'll be good. It'll be really good. Yeah. You'll see me tomorrow. If this shit's still going on, you'll definitely see me tomorrow. So, good night, everybody. I love you guys very, very much. And, positive vibes. Okay. Good night. Bye.